talk shit about Lorenzo. So you know.
He's going to be fighting Robbie Peralta July 12th, the Temecula Fight Night card.
Yes.
So this basically, like solidifies what you're saying on this. You know what I mean? He fought Lorenzo Coca, who hasn't fought in 12 years.
Yeah.
And then he wins another fight. And then, huh?
How did he lose the last win and then go to the main event?
Okay. I don't know how it's happening, but the facts are both guys in that main event are coming off of losses. Robbie was in a title eliminator and lost and is now in the main event of a fight night. And then also...
I thought he won.
No, it ended like a 3-fight winning streak.
Oh,
and then on the other side, War coming off of a split decision loss to Angel Corp, but it was a fight of the night.
How do you spin that in LA?
So do you think that...
They're the two hometown fighters. That's why. Because they're both in a close area, so they're the presumed ticket sellers that are headlining. Because they're
putting asses in seats. They're putting asses in seats.
They got like Fernando Gonzalez is going to fight Kyle McElroy from Albuquerque, and Daniel Alvarez is fighting Berlin's Derek Pettis on that card.
McElroy.
The Irish guy. If you were watching the other cards from here, he was always the Irish one. The one that was the heavyweight that got down to like...
That's not McLean, right? I'm confusing it with the boxing in Santa Fe.
Yeah, no, not McLean. McLean is the one that's going to fight Daniel Sanchez next weekend, coming off of a 4-year hiatus.
And real quick, let's talk about the local stuff. Give us a rundown of what you got going on, what interviews you got up. Local or national with anybody on CageMinds.com.
Okay, well, on CageMinds.com, we just had up the stuff with Keegan Vandermeer and Andrew Strode, who were both a part of the BKFC event in Denver. This coming week, with June 8th, we had talked to Tally Speece, who had won the Peak FC Women's Bantamweight title, and she talked about going to try to become a 2-division champion. June 8th, the upcoming Peak card, Jesse Tafoya is defending his Peak Flyweight title.
The Tornado!
Yep, so we got a pre-fight interview up with him, and I got one I need to edit with BKFC Bantamweight champion Keith Richardson defending his title, BKFC 62 in June. And then last Saturday, I hosted Mike Adams 2.0 on ESPN Radio. Got to do the whole show, so I had Jordan Garcia, who June 8th, she's fighting in Madison Square Garden. She's boxing against Nisa Rodriguez. And also after that, I had on Eric Dotson, who's part of that BKFC 62 card in Florida, June 22nd.
Who's Eric Dotson fighting?
It's Edgar Palazzola, and that guy is the real deal. He is a Tasmanian devil, a vicious puncher. Think kind of like John Lineker. Gets in there, goes high pace, really fast, really wild.
So why go with that route for Eric coming up? Because he lost, right?
No, he won his last fight.
Oh, he won his last fight.
So he won his first two, lost to Roberto Armas.
That was at Tingley.
That was at Tingley. Then at the Prospect Series, got back in the win column, beating Dakota High Pine, and now at 3-1, it's like the winner of this fight theoretically is pushing at number 6, number 7 in their theoretical rankings because you just had Jeremy Rivera take over the number 5. So this is a big fight for Eric. Like, this is legit contendership coming up if he wins it.
Interesting. Any word on Austin Trout and Las Cruces?
September, October, possibly.
Is that what we're hearing?
That's what we're hearing. There's been communication with the promotion and the commission, and September, October is the rumor. Nothing put in yet, nothing finalized, but that's the expectation. I believe it is going to be Las Cruces.
Speaking of commission, did they do anything to fix their errors since 2020?
So I think the next commission meeting is this coming Wednesday. They had one like 2 weeks ago, but that was like a 10-minute meeting just to... So after...
And Michael's pausing real quick because UFC 302...
Randy Brown won the first round with his jab. Alexis Dos Santos knew he needed to get more aggressive.
Michael Carlyle is saying no. He's shaking his head.
Was aggression won it at the end of the
What do you think?
It could have gone either way. But yeah, Randy Brown's in trouble right now.
Yeah, now he's definitely turning things around. He's got in the range he wants, and that's the back.
That is definitely not good having somebody on your back like that.
By the way, first card with the new gloves, second round of the first prelim.
I told
eye pokes. First round of the first fight on the pay-per-view card, we had an eye poke. Dos Santos took an eye poke.
So you're over 2.5. We got the 3.
Yeah, well, we've already got the 3.
Yeah.
That's assuming that there weren't more sprinkled throughout the prelim.
You know what's crazy is that I was watching the prelims, right? The early prelims.
Yeah.
I felt like you heard the hits a little bit more. I don't know if it has to do with the
That must be
gloves
a
or
beautiful
anything like that.
boom mic.
Yeah, it could be.
I guess so.
Because they put him underneath the ring.
Right.
Or the cage.
Right. So
And
you're
they must
hearing
have had
the
that
spots.
shoulder.
And they also still have the one that hangs
Yeah.
down. But yeah,
Absolutely.
that's something we were talking about wrestling earlier, and I won't derail this, but I was at AEW Double or Nothing last week in Vegas.
Ooh, talk to us about that.
They do a terrible job miking the ring. It is so
Really?
loud. It's so loud in the arena.
How does it translate?
Honestly, at some points, it kind of now maybe not more in the deeper you get in the card, but it kind of drowns out the crowd.
Wow.
Yeah,
And that's horrible.
Yeah.
Because then the people start saying, oh, are they muting the crowd? Are they adding crowd?
Yeah.
How was, here we go, Micah.
Yep, Randy Brown's about to tap to a rear naked choke.
There he is.
Yep.
Yeah, he is. This
He's
thing's
got
getting
it.
deeper and deeper. He's not finding the
Does he
hands.
have it underneath the chin, or is he just breaking his jaw? Because
No,
that feels like you're breaking your teeth.
No, he's breaking the jaw right now.
I'm gonna
It's
tell
not
you right
it's
now,
up in
look.
the face.
You
Yeah.
see these foot wrap?
Yeah.
I didn't tap, and then I had to tap because I thought my teeth moved.
Okay, so
That's a painful thing. Oh,
And
he's
he's
got
gonna
it
be-
now.
he's having a
Yeah,
real
he's
chest.
over.
and now it's
Look
still,
how
it's still
strong
on
he
the
is.
face. He's still.
Yeah,
Yes.
but there's 2 minutes left, guys. Come on.
All I know is he's winning the round dominantly.
Yeah, he's in a bad spot right now.
And this
The
is
underdog.
a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu
Dos Santos.
master.
I don't know. Let me. Dos Santos. Is he a black belt?
Yeah, he's a black belt. This is the black belt
He's a
BJJ.
snake.
He's not traditionally known though to like take fights there. He is a
But
BJJ,
if
but you
you're
know
a
he
black
has
belt-
exactly. You can do it.
What is brown?
Exactly. Well, Brown is nowhere near that. So there's just a
it don't
difference
matter.
there.
I mean, again, there's levels. I get it. To black belts.
I don't know.
No. Rose is the underdog.
Rose the underdog?
That body lock looks so
Yeah, right.
deep on him right there.
And you know what?
He's having trouble breathing
Yep.
That
because of the
body's
body
right.
lock.
Yeah.
And it crushes. So he should be going the other way.
Oh.
He should be going the other way to relieve the pressure.
Don't they always say to go towards the lock? Well, I know the cage is stopping it, but don't they say that?
The cage is gonna stop it, and he's breaking. So I would go the other way, turn at the same time.
He's breathing hard, but you know he's
Yeah.
got a lot
Oh,
of
it feels
heart.
like you're breaking your ribs.
He's got a lot of heart. Look at him. You know he's in pain.
Sorry,
He's
guys,
in pain, but he's
move
gonna
that way.
survive the next 40
He is
seconds.
going
He
to
at least got away
survive,
from
yes.
that choke.
Oh, shit, there's money.
Oh wow! Brown snakes out, takes the
I
back.
cannot believe- if he chokes him
I
out.
missed it.
Oh, forget the choke. He's got to go. Oh,
Oh,
wow!
he's trying! Oh, he's
It's
trying!
great.
seconds.
No, you let it go! Why did you let it go? There it
Because
is.
he's trying to
there it
pull him
is.
back. No, he's
Yeah.
not.
Oh,
He might.
No, it's.
No, it's loose.
No, he's got enough time.
Oh, but that elbow is nice.
Yeah, that
elbow
elbow
is nice.
just gave him a cut.
Creativity.
What a round!
Wow.
I thought Brown wouldn't even go for the choke in that
To
position.
take
His
a
first shot,
jiu-jitsu black belt, whether there's levels, level 1, level 5 examples, shit, and you're nothing, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That is truly amazing. So we're gonna grab waters for us, guys. And then we're gonna order some food.
You have Cash App?
Give it to Donald.
Give it to them?
Yeah. So why do you think AEW, I keep saying AEW because I'm looking at his t-shirt.
WWE.
WWE and TNA got together. Is it because they want to crush AEW? Does WWE see them as a threat? And the reason why I speak this, let me say this before you guys answer, both of you, and I want to hear from both of you. CageMinds.com, #1 source for combat sports news and professional wrestling, sports entertainment. Go ahead, Mike.
WWE shouldn't see anyone as a threat.
I don't think so either.
They're King Kong Bundy. They're the king of the jungle in this unquestioned. I mean, this ain't like a lion could get eaten by like a hippo all of a sudden. No, they are King Kong. They are the unquestioned giant. They are adding some value to the perceived notion that they will work with someone. They're not, and they're even in working with it. It's WWE is working with TNA, but they're sending the talents. It's the talents exchange between TNA and NXT. So it's the developmental brand.
But it's still getting eyes.
With a regional promoter that is full of guys that they literally fired and sent there. So they could literally hire any of these people away from that company at any time if they wanted them.
No, it's WWE's way to work with other companies, and it also gives them a chance to send talent different places to work. That's and not that that's a bad thing at all, but that's really what it is. It's nothing more, it's nothing less. WWE might have interest at some point buying TNA, who knows? But yeah, I think it's more of, hey, we can bring in some fresh
Here's another iPhone.
Oh no, they got another one. 302. So it's kind of like Rocky Mountain and OVW and like
yeah, it's just another place. Look,
Leaders.
you know, right? We've only got 1 hour of TV time a week for NXT. It's hard to get everybody work. We want to get work. We can send them to some TNA shows, and TNA can send us some talent back. And, yeah, which is cool.
yeah, I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
It caught my attention. That's why I'm asking you guys.
Yeah, and you know, you look at AEW works with New Japan, CMLL.
But does anybody really know New Japan?
It's probably more than no TNA.
Yeah,
Really?
New Japan has a bigger audience.
They're in the US?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because California is swarmed with
You'd be
New Japan.
shocked how few people watch TNA every week on
Access
on
TV.
Access TV. Yeah.
So I do watch it every week, and I don't
Nice.
give a shit that any of these people are crossing over to NXT. I really don't. Again, more than 66% of the roster is made up of people that WWE fired and people that were recently free agents. And if you wanted to work with them, just hire them.
But I always hear that if you, and this is where I hear it from New Japan, if you win their big cup, that's the guy that they want.
yeah, sure.
That was there for a while with
Yeah.
Finn Balor.
Is
AJ
it not no
Styles.
more?
A lot of those guys have went to AEW now.
Okay.
Yeah, your Kenny Omegas, your Ospreys, and guys like that. But yeah, shit, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, you know, you notice at least so far, you're not seeing Mustafa Ali and those former WWE talents showing up in NXT. It's people that WWE might have an interest in the first quarter of 2025 when their contracts expire. Jordan Grace and people like
People that
that.
could have signed 6 months ago.
Could have.
Yeah, they
But
just-
yeah, but now you get to have a, and you know, she was at the Royal Rumble as well. But
That's what I'm saying. I
can
could have
have,
signed her right before that when she was a free agent.
yeah, but you can check out some new talent, scout some talent as well. So no, it's a cool thing. Nothing wrong with it at all.
There's nothing wrong with
Let's
it.
go back to 302. What do you think, Micah? I seen your eyeballs up at the TV.
Pretty close third round, going back and forth. Dos Santos is still pressing forward, but I think Brown is being more effective. It all depends on if Dos Santos can complete the takedown he's hunting for.
In this round right here, I've been watching. I feel like Brown has landed better strikes. You know, he's snapping his head back with that jab. He's longer. You know what I noticed since earlier? These guys from kickboxing are coming over, and they are doing very well in the UFC. And the first fight of the night, it was an early prelim. A guy who missed weight by 5 pounds.
Yep. Andre Lima.
Yeah, Andre Lima. He missed weight by 5 pounds, right?
We love him
He
because he
looked
got
very, very
we hate because he
composed and
cheats.
very good in the ring against a good UFC fighter that came up through the Contender Series. You know, and I was just like, wow, this is. He has the same fighting style as Alex Tejeda.
Right.
You know, very stand-up fighting style where they're attacking the legs a ton, and I don't know, man. I think that the kickboxing crew is going to start coming in more and more, and and they're going to start doing well.
I think people will look at what Alex Mayeda's been able to accomplish in a relatively short period of time, and that has piqued the interest of several kickboxers thinking about making the transition.
I completely agree, yeah.
I agree with you. I think it's
Yeah. And you know what? They're doing well.
Yeah.
They do well in this fighting style right here. You know what I mean? Especially now how relevant the leg kicks are coming into play. You know, the calf kicks, the behind the knee kicks, the thigh kicks.
Right.
All these light leg kicks, which these kickboxers are used to throwing with much force. They're starting to break down these MMA fighters. You know what I mean? Like, there's a little bit of an evolution coming in to play here with the kickboxing community getting more.
I
in
think
tune
you're going to
with
see a lot
MMA.
more trying it. It'll be interesting to see how many have success with it. Obviously, the Mayeda's done well. There have been a couple of others, but will everybody that comes over be able to do that?
Nah, come on.
Yeah.
Like, it's like anything else. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna see the whole entire kickboxing community coming over to MMA and be successful. I don't think that's true.
Do you remember the Turkish Hulk? Do you remember there was
Yeah.
that came over from Glory Kickboxing also, and he got knocked out by like Villanueva or something. You know, there've been some ones that the UFC has bring over. It was Gokinsaki, that's who it was. Gokinsaki, legendary kickboxer. No, he got flattened in his second UFC fight. You have to look that one up. So there's been some guys that have tried and failed. You're always going to have those. We've seen incredible jiu-jitsu practitioners like Rafael Lovato Jr. go from crushing ADCC to coming over and being a Bellator champion and winning like 20 fights. So I think you'll always see those rare cases of elite level guys being able to do it. And there's also this special moment now with this group that we've seen of kickboxers where they were very successful in Glory. When Glory was trying to become big here in the United States, Alex Pereira, Israel Adesanya, if you've seen with PFL, Cedric Doumbé, all those names were guys that they were trying to make prominent here back when Glory was first sending out press releases.
So is it the UFC letters? Is it the fighter? Because that's the big complaint.
It's a
That's the
fighter.
draw. Oh no, the UFC letters are the draw for the average fan.
Well, duh.
Official decision. Here we go.
29, 28, all the way across. Randy Brown.
Yeah.
Wow.
I agree with that.
Yeah?
Yep.
You're watching it. I'm just bullshit.
First round, at least the third round. I think first round and third round.
I can't believe
Second
he
round,
took
he
his
was in that
Second
position for
round,
so long
yeah.
that he got it. Disagree?
I thought Santos won the first round. But
So, second, third, you think for Brown, or you think Brown lost the fight?
oh no, I thought Brown lost the fight.
okay.
Now again, the first round was close. I'm not gonna.
You thought Brown
wait.
lost the fight?
I did. I thought
I didn't
Santos won the
think so.
first round. He definitely won the second round. Santos.
Even with the, was it the first round or the second round?
I thought he won
Second
first or
round,
third.
taking the back. At the
Yeah.
end.
We've had a couple weird split decisions, and I know that UFC News will put out the scorecard any minute.
Yeah.
So we can look at it.
Speaking of weird, was I the only one shocked that Mickey Gall lost?
I
I thought he totally won that fight.
that he beat Basilakis.
Yeah.
I thought that it was close that Gall could have got the third, but I wasn't surprised that the takedowns did it, even though he did more damage striking. I didn't know which way that one was going to go.
Hey.
I was much more appalled that the Lima Rosso fight was a split decision. I thought that was clear for the cheater. I mean, I don't like the dude that got bit anymore. Did you even hear that? They even explained it. DC's laughing because he's like, you see Dean reminding us over here on the side, he got bit last time because he grabbed the fence, and look at him now over here again, grabbing the fence like he don't do nothing wrong. Kicking dudes in the nuts. 3 fouls in 1 round. I mean, the cheater.
Yeah.
It ain't grabbing the fence ain't cheating if the referee doesn't stop you.
That's it, and that's what I say too.
I gouge you in the eye.
All that Dan Henderson in Strikeforce.
All right,
They
Israel
just said
Adesanya
he
is
was
the
seeing
style
when he covered
bender.
their mouth.
All right, Israel Adesanya is the style bender. Andre Lima is the rule bender.
Hey, wasn't Andre Lima the one
I
that
can deal
got
with
bit? was the one that got bit, right?
Yeah, the first
Okay.
time he fought.
Yeah.
For grabbing the fence too many times, his opponent supposedly bit him. But still, biting.
And that happened
the-
again
the long-
tonight. And then he missed weight by 5 fucking pounds.
Why does Bud Light have a mascot that looks like it's one of us at a bowling alley going
Because
around
Spuds
like
McKenzie
races?
died. That's why. So they're like, well, let's just find a regular.
Are you showing your age?
Yeah.
I haven't heard that shit in a long time.
Those frogs aren't around anymore.
Thank you, the frogs. I was gonna act like
And I probably messed up.
Guys, do you guys remember the first commercial? They kept saying, Bud Light.
That's when it was like, what the fuck is this?
They're like, what the heck was happening? I remember that. I was a kid when that happened. And then the last frog says, ha ha ha. Starts laughing. That shit was fucking tight.
It was interesting. And then the big horses. You know,
Oh, all
always.
the Clydesdales.
You guys catch Tom Brady's Netflix roast?
Yes. Good God.
That was incredible.
I love a
loved
good
it.
roast. That was right.
Yeah.
It was great.
You said a good roast.
Right. No, it was
Nikki
great,
was
but-
amazing.
Nikki Glazer's phenomenal. She's
That whole was awesome.
Hey, me know that's not real money.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Oh my god.
She was the best. And I only say whore because if you watch the Netflix special, every guy in there talks shit about her. That's why I said it.
hands
Like,
down my favorite female comedian.
oh, Lord. I went back. It's crazy because it worked because I went and looked her up.
Oh,
I never heard of her.
Oh, she's great.
Yeah, she's
Well,
incredible.
you could spend hours just watching.
Oh, I did.
Yeah,
I did. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Never mind
That's
her
the best
stand-up
part.
stuff. Just her other roast stuff. You could kill hours on YouTube, dude.
See, and that's where Amy Schumer came from.
Yes.
Amy was, I was like, oh my God, I never even heard of her.
She's an
Until-
incredible roaster as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was good.
You know what? I liked when, I can't remember, I think it was the roast of Flavor Flav that Amy Schumer was on and Mike Tyson was on as well. And she just roasted the fuck out of Mike Tyson.
And I don't think Mike Tyson got about 3/4 of those jokes, but
Nah.
he knew he should stop talking, that he was supposed to react and laugh.
Gronk, Kowski, it's
Leading
the
back,
same. It's about the same.
Yep.
I thought he did good.
Gronk is smart, bro. Like, people fucking treat him like a dumbass, but
Yeah.
Micah Carlyle.
he's very... Oh.
Sorry, I didn't mean to elbow you.
He's
Next
just-
fight up, 302.
Nico Price and Alex.
Sorry, man, I didn't mean to.
Oh, Nico
What's
Price.
the betting odds?
Yeah, Price is a 215 underdog. Moreno, 265 favorite. I would assume Moreno's gonna win. Nico Price probably not that popular here, huh?
No.
Price has lost like 4 of his last 5
Right.
fights. He's been knocked out 5 times. Morono, not exactly like on a huge win streak, but I believe it's like 5 wins in his last 7 fights. Beat guys like Donald Cerrone, Tim Means.
Is this Nico Price?
He's
Yes,
No.
that's what he's talking about.
Morono is the.
Why does Nico Price sound familiar to me?
because he's beaten Cerrone.
he beat Cerrone also.
Who else? Where did he train that I know of? We're close.
Nico Price?
He sounds familiar.
I don't think anywhere because he's a Florida guy.
He's a Florida guy.
Maybe I saw him down there.
Because he trained out of his
You
own
saw
garage for a while.
him. You saw him lose to Robbie Lawler at Lawler's retirement fight.
That's
That
probably
might be it.
Yeah.
That might be it.
See, I would expect you more to know Morono because Morono has
I know
gym
him.
in Texas, a jiu-jitsu black belt, cross trains at Ford his son.
But Nico's name stuck out to me.
And to be fair, the Cerrone fight was overruled. It became a no contest.
I think he tested dirty for marijuana, so he really cares. He beats Cerrone.
THC, yeah. He
So I know you're not. I know it's not combat sports. Is Cowboy still gonna go up against that bull? Do you know? Yay, nay.
Is he
I
I
wish.
know he got injured.
Yeah, I wish he would, just so the one little media girl would stop asking Dana White about it at every goddamn post-fight press conference.
And I think they set her up. I think they set her up.
At the last one.
Hey, you can say it. Say it.
Yeah, because I said every
I'll
goddamn.
send you a photo of her at UFC 303 because I really don't remember who
So
was talking about.
is she a plant? And full disclosure, Bellator used to book match.
She's one of the those influencers that I hired to cover the UFC.
So she is a
real
plant.
journalist.
So she is a
They
plant.
influence. She brings eyes and
Plant without being a plant. Because we used to plant people in Bellator.
Sure.
To ask questions, if local media, and I'm not saying you guys, I'm saying other places.
No, I got you.
Because
No, gotcha. I call her a flower though, because so many people,
a
draw.
lot of those guys wouldn't know who they were. And they just stare. And it's like, so we'd have plans just in case to ask questions. It's interesting. What do you guys think about this matchup?
I think that Price has gotten a little chinny on this losing streak, and Morono, while not the biggest puncher, is an aggressive fighter, and he has 6 knockout wins. I think he's going to get a 7th. I mean, this is, I think, a bad matchup for Price unless he's done a lot of big adjustments. He's a guy that never says no to a fight. Fought Cerrone, fought Lawler. So I think he's another guy that the UFC has found a soft spot for. Almost like that way we can never define. Why was Sam Alvey in the UFC for so long? Nico Price is kind of that.
Smiling. He's in karate combat.
Yes. Heavyweight champion.
My son was confused. He was like, this don't look like karate to me. We watched it a couple nights ago
Is
on
it karate?
Fubu, and he was like, this don't look like karate to me. And I was like, I know, son, because the ground and pounding confused me too. And the only reason why I started watching was because GSP.
And it was really interesting because now they allow the ground and pound because the guy was like, we want to make the fight more realistic because in what fight are you just allowed to stand up? Besides boxing and kickboxing and Muay Thai matches and conventional sports. So then they said, let's add in the ground and pound. The funny part about that is what was happening last night. I think one guy went for an armbar and they had to jump in and stop it.
I saw it.
But, we're going to do that because we're not MMA, you can't do jiu-jitsu. But we'll do ground and pound because it's like a real fight.
Yeah.
There's too many bullshit statements in that one soliloquy I just gave.
And I wish they would have kept it the way it was originally.
Just karate?
Yes. Because it was awesome. I loved it. It was action. It was kicking and punching, and then they separated them whenever they clinched. It almost is a hybrid between MMA, BKFC. Because I saw 2 guys clinch and start throwing blows. Like, start hitting each other.
That's what they're trying to do. Some weird hybrid. They are trying to be a...
So why call it karate combat?
And also, let's just say it's the new... what is his name? He calls himself President Awesome. The new president that took over the company is the one that influenced the rule changes because they felt there wasn't enough eyeballs.
That's not the guy in the sailor suit, is it?
It's the guy that hangs out with GSP.
I don't know if he's in a sailor suit or not. He walked up with girls and stuff like that.
Yeah, probably.
And I was just like, who is this? My son was like,
Don't flush.
I don't know who that is. Uh-oh.
I'll wait then.
We're back up. Barber Dom took a shit.
Ray.
Dapper Barber Parlor. I know, but I'm going to say Barber Dom.
I'm saying Ray.
That's Monaco. That's cousin. He's family. It's okay.
The dude with the cowboy hat.
I don't know. That's the grappling dude that I know. That's the guy that they show with the grappling thing. It smells like shit there, Monaco.
No fucking shit.
Lord, you guys are... Here we go, round 1.
This is there's
Number
not
2.
really nuts right now.
302.
Dominic's on the phone with the plumbers.
What do you guys think of Cody Rhodes, honestly?
He's a very good traditional face, and there haven't been many traditional looking kind of faces that have been able
garbage.
to
I
pull
don't mean to say that. Ooh, I'm sorry.
Ain't nobody with an ugly ass neck tattoo like that traditional. First of all, I like him. He's not trash. I like him.
He's trash.
He's
I
fine.
guys do interviews.
He's fine to keep the belt warm until Roman Reigns comes back or The Rock comes back. It'll be.
He finished his story. He went away from WWE.
And Dustin's about to do it on 302.
He's a fine mouthpiece and probably
I tell you what,
he's one of the better mic workers.
So, agree or disagree? Do you think the Paul brother carried that match?
No. He more than held his own, and that's one of the
That's
things
crazy.
about Logan Paul. He was really good in WWE. Now, he also doesn't have to wrestle every week. You might see him once or twice wrestling on TV, but mainly his pay-per-views.
Oh,
So you can kind of save up and have these big spots and these big moments, and he is really good at that. But no, he didn't carry them. I wouldn't say he carried them.
Micah, you want to talk about 302 real quick?
Nico Price has Morono on his back.
Oh.
Morono, I believe they're both black belts. I know Morono is. I'm not sure about Price, but we're on the ground. And Sal, you want to walk us through this weird crucifix position?
Well, it was a submission attempt. No, wait a minute.
Is he gonna get there? Is he gonna get there with the
Nah.
arm choke? I don't think he has the right angle.
Nah, he doesn't at all.
But wow.
And they'll get out. They're gonna stand up.
Okay, is he gonna get to the
Oh, did I
Morono
call
take
it
it
a
to the
whip?
back? Up, one hook in.
Only because if they're both black belts, they're gonna stand up right there.
I think they're both black
Wow.
belts. I'm pretty
He took his
sure.
back quick. Oh yeah. He said both.
Yeah, I know Morono 7 career submission victories, definitely a BJJ black belt.
So go ahead and go back. Cody Rhodes, what's your thoughts, Michael?
Oh, no, well, I think he's a fine talent. I don't think he's on popularity, all that. I don't think he's on the level of Roman Reigns.
It's gonna wear.
But there also aren't many other guys in WWE currently who are either. So I don't know that we hold that against him. I like him. I don't
Call
think
me
he's
if
the
I'm a
NFL
jobber. Both of you. I think
Say
the
what?
Rock's bigger than both of them. Call me if I'm a
No,
jobber.
the Rock-
Rock's bigger than Roman.
Yes,
I felt like Roman kind of cowered in the corner.
I did too. Well, that's what I think. What you're going to see when they come back is you're going to see Roman and the two Usos, Yeet and not Yeet, as one faction, and then the rest of the bloodline is the other faction with.
So you think they're setting that up?
Yeah, I think that's what we're setting up for. Yeah.
You remember when Hulk Hogan and the NWO? I'm not talking about when they were popular in the Monday Night
When they were
Raws.
bullshit?
I'm talking about when they weren't popular and they came back to WWE and they were still over.
Yeah.
That's kind of one of those things, almost with
So
like
you
Roman
think that's
Reigns
what
at
Rock
this
is?
point.
Oh,
Well, I was
think
gonna
it's
say,
The
and
Rock.
that's what The Rock is too.
No.
You get to a point in fame where you're just over, where the present cannot compare.
I would
to the
agree.
past.
I would agree with you prior to that WrestleMania, and I watched.
Well, yeah, no. You see
After
why
that, I'm
Roman
like,
is
oh
good
no,
and why Rock
he's
is great.
He's great. Like he's doing shit that these young dudes are. Like, he kept up with them. How do you do that? You're out there making movies. Yeah,
Well,
bullshit.
they put a lot of time and effort into preparing for that match.
I'm
And
sure.
The WWE sent Rock 2 different leagues, or one in California, one in Hawaii. He flew people out to work on the match. And again,
And it was one match.
So you're telling me Hogan and all these guys don't put that effort in? Because I just terrible.
that effort,
No, that effort back then,
But
no.
that's what I'm saying is the greatness. Like that's where he hovers over all these guys. Just my opinion.
And also times were different. I don't know how, if they were shipping out rings back in the mid-90s.
no.
Yeah, if they were sending talents down for 3 or 4 days to
You
get
live in
someone else's
Florida,
house
they could
just-
go to any, all gyms had a ring back then. Gold's Gym had a ring back then.
Well, we're talking about back then, though. It would have been the talent, I think, taking it into their own hands
Yeah.
to being that concerned with the project. Where this was the company was that concerned
Sure.
that they enabled him. Not to mention, you know,
Well,
he
he
is
is a
one of the
company.
all-time greats. He does outshine all of them when he's there. But the interesting thing what Michael Carlyle said is, you know, the popularity of Roman Reigns. Well, let's leave out The Rock because he's a part-timer. Who is on that level?
Nobody.
Exactly.
Right.
That's,
Right.
that's just
Yeah.
the whole thing. That, you know, there was one guy in that company, and they literally, with the, what was it, last 4 years of that previous regime, put every effort into that one guy.
Well, I would disagree with you a little bit. Yes, he is the most popular. There are other guys. That's just like saying there's one guy in UFC and it's Conor McGregor.
It is.
Well,
It is.
there are lots of other.
And I
other
didn't believe it, but
fighters.
I fact checked everything you guys were saying.
Yeah,
And
there's
I
a
was
lot
like,
of
whoa.
matter.
Yeah, true. And, well,
Kevin Owens is like
T-Mobile, all-time venue.
you don't go to other countries to do press conferences for pay-per-view in Vegas for just any fighters.
Tell us about the Roadhouse 2. He signed.
Jake Gyllenhaal signed for
Yep.
Roadhouse 2. They're looking to do a rematch between Gyllenhaal and Conor McGregor.
Big.
What,
Yeah,
but
he
also,
hindered it.
and we're talking about, like what we had talked about before, how marketable this guy is. You know what I mean? This next fight with him and Michael Chandler is the most money that T-Mobile Arena has ever made at the door.
Right. Well, it's
Every pay-per-view it goes up at the UFC.
Well, not only that, it's the biggest grossing UFC card of all time, and it was 3 weeks ago when you were still 6 weeks out from the fight. That they've already grossed over 20 million for this card. So yeah,
Not knocking Connor, but December when they're back at T-Mobile, I don't know if they're not going to eclipse that number. Or I mean, for the Spear,
they've never done it before. Oh, they will get it at the Spear. You can't get that many people into the Spear.
it feels like they're always breaking records though financially.
Well, they are, but you're not always breaking Conor McGregor records either.
No. Well, I mean,
They've never done
how many
$20
top 10
million
pay-per-views
in the
does he
game
have?
before.
Does he own, what, 3 top 10 pay-per-views or something like that? of all time?
Conor?
Yes.
I think it's 6 of the top 10.
6?
I think. I'll look it up.
I don't think it's that many.
UFC or just combat sports? Because I know
Combat sports.
I'm just talking combat
Mayweather,
sports.
McGregor,
Okay, yes,
tops all
yes.
time,
Oh,
so.
definitely fucking
Yeah.
UFC.
Yeah, I'm talking.
No, I'm
in
talking
all the-
all-time pay-per-view numbers. Top 10. I don't think it's 6. I don't think it's that many because, you know, Mayweather owns them, Tyson owns them, Brock Lesnar owns them. There's a lot of them.
Mayweather Pacquiao, Mayweather McGregor, Khabib McGregor, Poirier McGregor 2, Diaz McGregor 2, Poirier McGregor 3.
This is all-time pay-per-view?
Yes.
All-time pay-per-view?
McGregor Cerrone, McGregor Diaz.
Don't forget about inflation. Pay-per-views got more expensive after Tyson's prime.
That's, yeah, you know, even back then you were paying what, $19.99, $25.99.
Exactly. BJ Penn
I'll take
and
one,
Chuck Liddell were only
$7.99.
costing us like $35.
Ridiculous.
This shit's $80 tonight.
Okay.
They are going to be higher grossing because inflation keeps forcing it to be higher grossing. It's not saying.
But then it's not money. It's the fucking buy rate, dude. It's the number of people buying it. We're not even talking about the money.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Well,
really?
that too.
Okay.
It's just more popular in sport.
True. Yeah.
You talking over there? Monaco's talking. Holy cow, and it's not even,
You're right.
what's his name?
Make more money at T-Mobile because it's literally the Conor McGregor effect.
Yeah.
They sell it every time they're there. It's just a
Well,
higher ticket because Conor's
It
on
was
par.
crazy because during the Wilder fights in Saudi Arabia, TNT Sports, he's back every single break.
TNT Sports is the partner for that part
Yes,
of the world.
yes.
Yeah, but every single commercial, the first commercial, right out the gate, was for his return in June.
Oh. Close on a guillotine. Morono's been winning the fight, but he's making some bad decisions. Gets stuck on bottom.
Yeah,
Let's see if Price can do some damage. And
guys, what's over under on Destin retiring if he loses tonight?
this will be the second time I think he's going to retire.
I think it's,
But is this done?
It's never done. No
it's-
one's
it's-
ever done.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably 50-50.
St. Pierre's done. I don't think he'll ever come back.
Who?
St. Pierre, GSP.
But he retired and came back once already.
Yeah, so that's why
That
it
was-
became irrelevant because he already did it.
Jose Aldo, same thing. Speaking of Jose Aldo,
Hate retirements.
he
Not being able
wins.
to miss
Why
it.
do you keep saying Jose? Because that's what they call him?
Because that's yeah.
That's how they say it in Brazil.
Hey,
Portuguese.
Where's the whole set?
It's not Jose.
right?
Jose.
No, it's not.
Jose.
It's Brazilian.
Yeah.
It's Jose.
Jose.
Jay Silent.
No shit.
Yeah.
Well, the J is silent, then why are you saying the J?
Yeah, I hear it, Jay.
What? You're fucking Mexicans. Whatever.
Just like
Anyway.
you say, hey, what do you call Joe in
Aldo.
Spanish?
Aldo.
Heap.
He wins at 135, the UFC title, coming back. Is he the greatest of all time? I say yes. I'm gonna plant my feet right now.
If that happens, I'll listen to that argument. I don't think.
How would you not put him at number one?
Because John Jones has been so
Fuck
damn
John Jones.
dominant.
And it's not even
65 win
disrespect.
streak.
It's not even disrespect.
Because
That sounds like to me, so.
Khabib was a bad MFer.
Who never lost a fight.
Yeah.
He didn't move up. He didn't move down.
I didn't know that was the have to be.
It's not. But you retire and come back and win another title?
If he does that, like we said, we'll listen to the conversation.
Oh my Lord.
So basically, you just
You
described
know what
George
this is?
Foreman.
This motherfucker wanted at WC. He was wonderful. And that's what people forget. That's what I think people forget.
Is that he's probably top 5 all time? Top
No!
Well,
One.
the thing about it too is
Well,
that
you're
like
saying, no,
this is
you're
all
saying if he
perspective.
wins. I'm saying right now in reality. You're saying if he wins. I'm saying right now
He
today.
fucking ran through everybody in the WC. No, the WC was the number one spot for his weight class.
This is perspective. You know, it's just like when you're talking about Michael Jordan or Magic Johnson.
Magic Johnson, nobody's better than 2-3. That ain't perspective.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
What are you
There's
guys
a lot
gonna
of
say?
perspective.
What are you guys gonna say?
What about the new
LeBron?
generation?
Fuck them, they're
That's new
soft.
generation stuff. Okay,
They
perspective.
don't got no heart.
Perspective.
They get slapped in the mouth, they cry, he gets finger poke of death.
For the record, Will Chamberlain dropping 40 a night and 6
That's
chicks.
him.
And 6
Hey,
chicks. I'm just saying.
Same.
There you go.
Greatness.
See what I mean? Everybody has their
Greatness.
things, you know what I
Who
mean?
had
So
Batman?
when you look at greatest of all time, you know, I would have to say John Jones personally.
Nope.
Anderson Silva is very, very top. GSP,
You
Jose
hold it
Aldo,
as great as John
and even
is.
Mighty Mouse.
If he beats Tom, fuck yeah, I'll shut up.
As great as John is, do you hold it against John for what could have been had it not been for outside stuff?
Nope. Not at all. If you can win, if John retires and then comes back and wins another title at a different weight class, fuck that.
He's already won titles in 2 weight classes. Why has he got to retire and come back and win
Because
one?
this is what he did.
He's been gone long enough. You could call him
Right?
retired.
I'm like, shit, that was a retirement.
That's not retirement.
Right.
That's his bullshit outside the cage.
Which is why I was asking, as great as he is, do we still hold it against him? Because
That
he
bullshit
could've been
lasted
even-
That's his bullshit outside the
Whoa,
cage.
whoa. Okay, so the
That's his
terminology
own fault.
retirement means that much to you? Because his bullshit kept him
It
out
does.
longer than Jose was out of a boxing ring. I mean, this
John
guy
was
was
still
boxing the whole
training.
year, came back,
Let's
like, I
go
was
facts.
retired.
Michael,
That's
come
not
on.
retired.
Man, he lives right here. He was trained the whole motherfucking time.
No.
You think
Yes, he
Jose
was.
stopped? You think Jose stopped training?
Yes, he was
No, he
in
didn't. He was
the
boxing the whole time. He was still training. He was in the gym every day. He was literally fighting.
All right.
He was money.
All right, guys, real seriousness. Aaliyah, this is my daughter. Aaliyah, come on, say
Sorry, I
hi.
see all that.
No, you're fine. Don't run away.
Like,
Hey, if you want a gumball,
stay
there's
over here.
fingers
I
over there.
don't need any of this.
Get your gumball over there. In the box.
Fuck, I thought I got off a long time ago.
How did? We're just talking. I have to calm down now because my child is here. My wife's here. Now I can't act up. I was wondering who that was. I said, oh, they
God,
got
Anderson
they got
Silva,
a kid.
GSP ever existed. Mighty Mouse.
Hey, GSP's number one. I don't give a shit. John could do whatever he wants. GSP's number one.
And while I disagree with that, I can I can respect the argument because John never went anywhere. Now he took lots of time. Now again, we can get back to that same
He
argument.
retired, you said. You just both said that.
No, I understand, but they technically did. But no, but my point is, if you want to tell me it's GSP, I totally respect that.
Then how do you not respect Aldo?
First underdog might come through on the night.
Here we
Nico
go.
Price landed some heavy
302.
shots. Throwing it out there. UFC
Leave it to
302.
Mike in and interrupt a perfectly good argument.
Oh,
Interjecting
and you
important
was
things
there.
about the event we're supposed to be talking
Me and
about.
Brother Don.
What about
Throw it
Silva?
out real quick.
Hey, bullshit. He argued with me earlier about this guy.
What about Silva?
Yeah, no, Jones Silva for me 1-2.
Yes.
2-1, however you want to put it.
Who?
My own personal list.
Yes.
Micah, the number one site, CageMinds.com. Come on, man.
They both done shit that George never did, like
So,
choking dudes
I
out
don't know if you know this,
one punch
and I'm gonna let you
knockouts,
know.
so many different things.
John Jones is going to Black House. The only reason why he didn't, and he chose Albuquerque and Jackson's, was because they all spoke Portuguese. That's the only, and John will tell you this. Nobody in Jackson's camp will tell you this. John will literally tell you this.
Because he was going to go try to be Anderson.
And if you look at his first couple fights in the UFC, look who he mimics.
He was trying to be Anderson, yes.
Of course.
He couldn't, and I told Barber Down this. And he told me this himself, verbatim. It's interesting.
Oh no, I'm sure that's true.
I know he wanted to train with him.
You know what? When I was younger and I was like not as versed in the fight game or anything, I wanted to see Anderson Silva and John Jones fight. I wanted to see that fight.
I think
thought
you
it was
just
the most
see the
incredible fight that I had ever.
They're too respectful
the
of
back
each
and forth.
I love
fighter.
this conversation because nobody's wrong, and conversely, maybe
You're
nobody's
absolutely
right. Because I would say I would put Khabib above Silva because Khabib
He wouldn't even hold the GSP
Right.
drop strap.
And maybe it's not fair, but I hold it against Silva for sticking around too long. And he suffered some losses late in his career that he didn't have to suffer. At the same time, I'm like, I wish Khabib would come back tomorrow. But he got out while the game was good, and I think there's something
Papa
to
died.
say, but that's just me.
Well, to me, Khabib has the greatest story of any MMA fighter. He beat the game. He left unbeaten. He didn't let them talk him back into coming for another run. For GSP being scared of the brain damage. For Anderson Silva tarnishing his legacy. For Fedor, who Bellator tarnished his legacy.
And I was going to bring up Fedor. Look, we all still respect how great Fedor is. Nobody's calling him the greatest heavyweight of all time anymore because he stuck around too long. And he took the money. He had those fights for Bellator, which is fine. I don't fault him for it.
He got knocked out by Costco Tire dude. I forget his name.
Brett Rogers, who's knocked out by every damn buddy by now.
Yeah.
He might have knocked out
That's what he did. That's what he did for a living. He was a Costco Tire guy, and they hyped him up as that.
Hey, but check it out though as well. Like, you know, we talk about GSP coming back and beating Michael Bisping, who Michael Bisping is a, you know,
The best one-eyed fighter I've ever seen.
yes.
So tell me,
guaranteed.
was that purposely calculated by GSP, in your opinion?
Oh, that was so
Yeah,
purposeful.
100%.
He looked at that one dude and said, I'm going to beat you, and this is the perfect opportunity for me, so I'm coming back.
Even
taking
though-
that belt. There's a reason why he looked at a younger Robert Whittaker, probably still a winnable fight, the next contender, and said, bye. This just doesn't look like even, you know, a harder fight. I just not interested.
I don't think Robert Whittaker can hold a candle to
No,
him.
I don't think so
he
either.
got
But that was
two
the
rounds.
next one up, and he just didn't want to do business with the UFC anymore.
So I was talking to my other barber, Drew, today, right? Okay, you know, the first double champ that I ever met, and they talk about holding belts. Oh, let's see this.
Going to the decision. Price feels like he won it. He's hyped up. 29-28.
Who won? 302, second fight.
Nico Price gets it done. The power punching. Got it done in the second and
Yes.
third. Rough start, came back.
So anyway,
No
the
teeth.
first one that I remember having championships in 2 weight classes was Randy Couture. He won at 205
And people
and
used
then
to
he
say
won
he
at
was the
heavyweight.
greatest.
Yeah, Couture, and then after that it was Penn, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Penn
Those were
won,
the original
Penn won
two.
in 2 weight classes as well?
Yeah,
yeah.
because he was lightweight and welterweight
Yeah,
champion.
he beat
Couture
Dan.
went first though.
So
like
how come
heavyweight
Conor
and
McGregor
heavyweight.
gets all the...
Because he was the first one to hold both belts at the same time.
What
Because
the-
the UFC let him win the title and then fight
Because
for the
it's-
next title. Because the other guys
Yeah,
fought
but
for
that's
their
bullshit,
titles.
'cause Randy
defended,
Couture-
lost them, and
205
then moved.
and 265.
Yeah.
Not at the same
Not only
time.
that, but retired and kicked out. And now that he's saying that, I don't even know if I have an argument.
That's
With
crazy
Aldo.
to me. That's
Now that
crazy.
he said that, because I remember that.
Because
They
we
know it.
He
already
did that
seen it.
overhand right,
Yes.
knocked
Knocked him
Sylvia
down.
and everybody was saying, who's better? Emelianenko or Sylvia? Back in the day, that was literally 1 and 2 in everybody's debate, and everybody forgets that. Everybody's like, Tip Sylvia sucked. I'm like, no, but those were the 2 guys. Everybody wanted them 2 to fight.
Absolutely.
Randy threw a curveball. Go ahead.
Well, I remember
Totally
seeing
off
an
the top 10
interview.
list, but
Okay.
Randomly today, I saw Alexander Shlemenko win a fight, and on the same card, Alexei Oleinik.
Oh, yeah, dude. Alexis still does stuff.
I just didn't know if you guys know the Russian old MMA fighters that the UFC and Bellator kept wielding out. They're still out there. It's amazing.
I know Alexis is
Twitter.
doing a lot of grappling and stuff. I don't know what all else he's doing.
There's literally a Shlemenko FC, and they were both winning on it. I was like,
Speaking of Bellator, they PFL, Bellator, whatever. Talk to us a little bit about that. What you know with I forget his name.
Gegard Mousasi?
There you go. I knew you guys knew that.
PFL was in negotiations to buy Bellator. At the same time, Gegard Mousasi's contract was expiring. PFL had already kind of told Bellator they didn't like the number that he was at, and they were not interested in re-signing him at that number. Well, at somewhere in the negotiations, Bellator decided to give a middle finger to PFL, and they did them the solid of re-signing Gegard Mousasi at that too expensive number. So poor Gegard is a pawn just with a new contract, waiting to fight. They didn't give him a fight. He's too expensive. He's now been released. We'll see if they try to sue them. On the other side, Douglas Lima in the same situation. He, under the pressure, decided to renegotiate. I'm guessing he already dipped his toe in the market and realized that whatever they were offering was going to be better than he would get in free agency. Because the other day, or last night literally, XFC in Florida, Hooch Manfio, 2 years ago, the PFL lightweight champion, now in a one-night XFC tournament alongside Alex Nicholson and Pearl Gonzalez, names like that. So it's rough out there if you are not in the UFC.
He's got big titties. That's why they put her on the cards. I'm gonna tell you straight up.
See, check that out. See, first to hold 2 UFC titles, and then simultaneously in tiny letters.
Jose Aldo in 13 seconds, by the way. How can that man be great? If you lose a fight in 13 seconds,
How can you get beat by a deaf guy? Yes, qualified.
You don't hear it coming?
Look at how old.
We're friends. From Dapper Barber Parlor, friends.
These highlights.
RageMinds.com. We couldn't hear it. I love it.
Those are the oldest
What are you
highlights
doing?
ever of Conor McGregor. Did you see that?
Go back that far. Read
Yes, YouTube.
Not only that, we got the crackhead, fucking the
2014.
Brazilian from here that was running around.
All right, great topic. We had it earlier on the podcast this week, but I'd like to get into it a whole different way.
Oh, I will.
We're actually excited that Dustin Poirier gets to wear floral pattern trunks tonight. How bad have we been oppressed by the UFC higher lords
Fucking
that we
ridiculous.
are happy about this shit when they don't even get sponsors?
They were getting paid more money putting shit on their shorts.
Like
and their
Conor
banner than they were getting paid per.
What?
Straight
I have no doubt
that bitch is getting paid for a logo.
But
Lord Jesus, me in.
if you're UFC though, you don't want your fighters looking like flea market guys. I get it. But look, I'm
It's
not
a big penis.
I know, and you're right. That's why you should find a happy medium. When you do your deal with Venom, you work out a couple of spots on the trunks.
And why not? Because Don Short did it.
Right. And 2 weeks before every fight you're on, you've got to let UFC know, find them out. These are the logos.
Yep.
Send
Hey,
it to the Venom.
everybody else is active. They used to show me their fucking
Sure.
posters.
Right. I get why UFC doesn't want a fighter coming out with 20 different logos on them, but you can find a happy medium because but you're not making it up with what you're paying the fighters.
And if
versus
you're
what you're
not,
making with Venom.
then let them get their sponsor. Let Condom Depot. What is the big deal about Condom Depot? CondomDepot.com. I knew about that when I was in 6th grade. James Palmer shorts. He was getting choked out by BJ Penn.
There was that thought, you don't want to have too many logos. When did they hit that point though? Or did that
Give 'em 10.
after they stripped everything away? Because right now we got Zero talking about you don't want to have too many. So that's
You know
like
what
a
it
far
is?
off concept.
Let's-
For when did they overload and it had to be stripped away?
You know what it is? Big Bang taking Little Bank.
Yeah.
Okay.
And-
UFC, this huge, enormous, multi-billion-dollar company saying, you know what? We own you. That's what the fuck it is.
Well, now
It is now.
Right.
But the thing is, it's big bank take little bank. That's all it
No,
is.
you're right. And to your point as well, Micah, here's why UFC doesn't want to compromise and say, well, you can have 5 spots on the trunks here. Because that's 5 spots if UFC later on decides to sell them
Exactly.
themselves.
That's bullshit. Nobody's gonna buy it.
But that's
Bullshit.
exactly what it is, though.
Look
Tell me
at all
who's
the
gonna buy
NBA jerseys with
they've
the
already-
sponsorships on them now.
Who's buying their shorts right now?
No, because UFC's not selling them. But
I
if it
think that's
wins,
right. Don't tell me
If
that's
they
right.
want to.
Don't tell me that hustlers aren't out there, because I've seen our hustlers out there trying to sell sponsorships.
Well, crypto does end up there. If you ever remember when they would go to the UK, Perry match would be on there. I think it's Tab was their betting sponsor in Australia. There have been times for special events where you've seen a one-off sponsor for the event with a patch.
And if
Okay, and is that for the fighter or is that for
Fighters
the
going-
that's
yeah,
UFC.
but that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm talking
That's
about.
why UFC's not willing to budge on that, because if you give fighters a little something now, well, I can't sell something there later if I'm letting you sell it.
Yeah, you already took
So-
it away from them. Why are you ever giving it back?
They're not going to.
They're not allowed to have it. It's our property.
Yep. Big bank take little bank. Slave contracts is
I'm
what
telling you,
I'm talking
it
about.
fucked my store.
Aaron Rodgers in the crowd tonight. Aaron Rodgers can't go out and sell sponsorships on his Jets jersey.
The fight
No.
shop, but he's getting millions of dollars. Get out of here. 20 million, 50 million.
Is
and not only that, 20 million of that 30 million is
Hey.
guaranteed.
Is Aaron Rodgers
Also-
allowed to wear his sponsors at press conferences like his Bose headphones or not anymore?
Not if the NFL is a Beats by Dre company.
Push him over there.
Right.
No, but they can wear them in commercials. They can do anything else. They can wear them right up to if the NFL's filming them and they're stupid enough to film them walking into the venue. They can wear them, right?
Yes. Well, look.
Take them off, put them on, put the beats on, whatever.
Sean Strickland can walk around drinking Black Rifle coffee all day and do commercials for him if they're willing to do that. He just can't put them on his trunk.
But you're talking apples and oranges. NFL, NBA versus.
Because this is the only
And it's only because the UFC's cheap.
Okay, let's say this. How many fighters, what fight sports, if we go combat sports wise, are you allowed to not have your own sponsors besides MMA? Because it seems like grappling, wrestling, kickboxing,
Everybody.
boxing, Muay Thai, bare knuckle, the entire genre of combat sports is a free market for sponsors until you get to
Boxing,
PFL and the UFC.
Palace fighting, they used to put it on spray paint.
Right. Well, then here's the deal, and this is why I say whenever people talk about fighter pay, and yes,
Interesting
fighters should be
tattoo.
paid more. I don't disagree with any of that. But with the exception of a handful of fighters, you're not leaving UFC and going somewhere else and making more money. So,
But even the Leonard Garcias
I
were
understand.
making 100K,
so
50K.
Same thing with
50
if
to
your
100.
sponsorship is that important to you, then fight out your UFC contract, go to PFL, go to one
But they were
championship,
still the
and go
biggest.
sell the shit out of your sponsors.
See,
You
that,
know,
but
like,
nobody
what
can
happened-
pay the UFC premium.
And you
What
can't go to
happened with
PFL
the
anymore. They
Turks?
took it away. You can only have
How
two now.
come
in
they? How
PFL.
come they don't allow that anymore? Where you are able to get your own sponsorships and they put the
Because
tarps behind
because
them.
UFC wants the money. And
That's exactly
I
what I was
don't
just
want
talking
more.
about. It's like they have monopolized their fighters. And they
It's
put
the
them in
company of
slave
the
contracts.
UFC against the individual company.
Well,
Every fighter they want.
prior to Endeavor buying it, let's be fair, Endeavor turning into TKO. It was a Fertitas and Dana White. Get the fuck out of here.
this predates all
And they smile and bullshit.
Well, no,
Oh,
didn't
thank you,
Dana
Dana.
and the Fertitas take away the sponsorship?
Yes.
Yeah, they
Fuck
did.
deal.
Yeah,
But
that's
this
what I'm
was
saying.
pre-Endeavor.
Yeah. Oh, I'm
The
sorry.
crowd.
I thought you
See,
said it was Endeavor.
Yeah, no, it wasn't Endeavor.
No,
Dana
that's a big
and
company.
the Fertitas did this. They did the
See,
Reebok deal and
and-
stripped everything first.
and in
that's
my
what
opinion-
encouraged Endeavor to buy it because they saw so much profitability.
Exactly.
And they
Yes.
controlled
Exactly what
the
you just said.
workforce.
In my opinion, that's what.
Well, after that, it
They
made
were
sense. It
Nobody
made
knew.
sense after that. Why wouldn't they do that? You know what I mean? Seeing all the profit that's going to come in from these fighters.
look, and this sounds cold and callous, but it's just business. UFC ain't in
Yeah.
the business of making fighters rich. They're in the business of making themselves rich.
That's fucking bullshit.
No, it's not, because here's why it's not. Because
gotta keep
again,
running. Lights on.
with the exception of a handful of fighters, nobody's leaving UFC and going and making more money.
All right, you're right. So
So,
the thing is,
you-
though, is that without the fighters, what the fuck do they have?
The 3 letters, and
Next
those letters
generation
are
fighters. Yeah.
and then
Who was
Next
left?
man up.
Who has left UFC and UFC's been worse off for it?
No, but I think that the fighters
We tried.
should band together.
Well, and
They
they're
tried. And they
was a union.
settled. They settled.
exactly.
For bullshit.
Pennies on the dollar.
Let's not start about that, because they upset me when they did that.
But that's what I'm coming at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If these fighters were band together,
They did.
what the fuck does those 3 letters have?
So you know what
What
happens?
does the letters have?
I'm gonna
If
tell you
they
right
stick to their guns, what do those letters have?
Nobody's sticking to their guns.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
Conor McGregor doesn't
Right.
give a fuck whether
Right.
Nico Price can
Exactly.
sell sponsorship.
So,
Nor
so
should
the
he.
UFC, what they do, and I'm gonna tell you, I've been in the industry forever. John Jones, Anderson Silva, Conor McGregor, those guys that are making millions, those are the few, right? What they said. The penny pushers, well, you're not gonna make your millions if you go sign with them. Sign a union and you're not gonna make millions. Oh, fuck it. I'm gonna get mine. That's the mentality.
No, look,
And that's what it was.
The fighters can all agree they want more money, they want to be able to
Sure.
sell all this and all that, but then they can't agree on anything else.
Yep.
And look, and that's the problem. And I'm not picking on McGregor either. Dustin
No.
doesn't care about Grant Dawson.
And let me tell you, it's not any of those fighters that are named. It's just the top tier.
Sure.
If they get their millions taken out, I'm gonna tell you right now, Sal Mora gets millions of dollars, and then they tell me, hey, if you sign with that union, we're gonna cut your millions off. Fuck the union.
Exactly. No.
Which one of us in this room wouldn't say that?
Right. Until there are enough fighters
Nice.
willing to take that sacrifice for the next generation and the generation after, you're not going to see a union.
And that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
That's where I
And
was
then-
getting at.
And then not only that, but you got labor laws, you got litigation. They try to do it in New York. Go ahead, Micah.
And
You
then
think
of
about
course
it for
too,
any-
like taxes, insurance, healthcare, whatever
Well,
else that has
so-
to go
so
on with
the
this.
UFC covered that.
Paying all of it.
UFC PI, free.
Okay,
Everything's
all
free
right,
to
but do
all
they pay for their
UFC.
cab?
Yep.
They pay for the
If you
cab.
want to go into that, they'll pay your
If you want to go to
food.
the PI, yeah.
You'll go to the PI. They'll give you
And you got
doctor
access to
visits.
everything, like you said,
Yep.
dietitians, the food, the training.
You fucking blow your knee out. That's where the PI covers. They'll cover your whole thing 100%. That's the only thing that I can say the UFC covered their asses on.
feature fight of UFC
Yeah.
302, Kevin Holland versus Michael Omialanchuk. I'm betting that Holland is your betting favorite.
He's a big favorite. He's minus 305 favorite, plus 245 for Mike.
Does Holland have a house always with the UFC, kind of like the DSS?
He's wearing out that welcome. It's a 3-fight skid right now.
Seems like
so
it, right?
It feels like, for as much of a likable personality and yes guy that he is, he needs
Nobody has a house forever. I mean, hell, you brought up the Diaz's. Remember, only one Diaz is under UFC contract right now.
Omialanchuk just had a big
Well,
hand.
it's only because the other one said nah.
True.
Well, I think that other one's boxing tonight and no one cares.
No, it's not tonight, is
Did
it?
it get moved from tonight?
I didn't know it got moved.
Yeah.
It got moved.
Because of this, right?
And it moved to a different venue also.
But yeah, they're different venue, different date. Yeah.
Oh,
He's got arm! He's got arm! Back in the
Whoa.
Omialanchuk trying to
Break
get
it.
stuff through. Break it.
Not break
Another
it.
black
Break
belt.
that bit.
Another black belt. Another black belt trying to do what he do here.
That's beautiful. I love it.
Breaks it.
He tapped.
breaks
Where's the ref? He tapped.
Break it.
Scoot your ass down.
Oh, he's getting down.
Kevin Holland
I
knocked
thought he was
out
going to go
back
parallel with them and get out.
And he
Omialanchuk said, I didn't tap that shit.
He tapped.
He tapped the first time.
He broke it.
Possibly. I don't know if he did. The one that I did was Frank Mir and back in the day. Frank
When he won the
Mir
title,
and
stop Tim Sylvia.
It's
What about Charles
fucked out.
Oliveira?
It's disgusting.
Charles Oliveira and
Don't talk about Charles Oliveira. This dude's gonna get a hard on
Tony
here.
Ferguson and Charles Oliveira. Dude,
I'm talking about Monaco.
Tony Ferguson's
Yes,
arm
it's gonna happen.
was completely 100% backwards.
Yeah, because again, the same reason Nick's on that card.
So why don't we put Nick and Tony? That'd be
Michael's
so
about the same
I'm
thing.
down.
Yeah.
No, but name-wise, that would be like cool. Look at that.
I don't disagree.
Eyes would
Feels
watch.
like a lot more what would be their speed. Yeah, I get what
It
you're
would be
saying.
fun.
Michael Chiesa is pretty damaged though, bad back. I know he's not the same feeling.
Michael
as,
Chiesa
as-
probably is better. That's just slightly above both of them. I think both of those two dudes, Nick and Tony.
I don't think Chiesa's taken the damage, especially Tony has. Now, Nick, I don't know because he's fought so infrequently the last several years.
And I love Nick. He's a weirdo. Let me tell you, if he don't know you, he don't want you around him. And I'm speaking from experience. I'm telling you, you could be around him as media, but if he don't know you personally, who's that guy? He won't talk to you until all his people, which is like 5 to 10, which isn't that big, say you're good. Then he'll start talking to you.
I had a really pleasant evening
No,
with
no,
him at UFC
interview.
236.
You just said interview.
No, I didn't interview him. I had a pleasant evening with him at a VIP after party.
You
I
went
never
to-
mentioned to him that I was media. Hell no.
Did you go to his house?
No, this
Go to
was
his pool party?
no.
But that's what I'm saying. Like if he sees you and you're out of pocket, that's that. And I'm sorry, I didn't explain it. He's a weirdo. Nick or Nate, his brother, opposite. He'll welcome everybody. He don't give a shit. Your media, cool. Come on, let's go party at the house, cause they have a house over there in Vegas, and that's what I'm saying. Nick's kind of a weirdo in that sense, and people assume he's an asshole. He's not. Just that's his.
He's just his own guy.
He's a
And
weirdo in his own weird way. I shouldn't say he's a weirdo because I'm probably a weirdo to other people. Kevin Holland.
Armbar, Kevin Holland.
He didn't break it, right? Because he's moving it around, right?
Yeah, I'm like a tap.
I thought it looked like a tap.
You didn't think so?
No.
Oh,
Put
Lord.
it again.
My damn producer must be high as shit.
Yeah, but
Clap your hands. Put it on the amusement. He tapped. Come on, man. That's a 49ers fan.
We were
hey,
Feels like it was a clean submission. And we'll see if Rogan asks him if there's any controversy. Doesn't seem like it. They're just talking
Oh, he's
about
not
it.
gonna say nothing. He's gonna be like, nah,
yeah,
he tapped.
no, you're right about
Oh, we got
that,
a replay.
though.
We got a replay.
He did tap. Look, it's right there.
he tapped like.
He tapped a couple times.
Oh yeah, that's a tap. It's a tap.
When they laid, he didn't reach there. He went like this with his fingers.
Yep, he tapped.
Oh, that
He was
goes like
fake
that.
piano. That's a tap.
He
I'm
might
sorry, guys.
have changed his mind when he
Yeah.
did it, but he tapped.
Yeah, I guess that's what it looks like.
And I guess
like he
what's
changed his
wild-
mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Looking at that, though.
Yeah, that one.
Look
I don't
at
know.
that. His hand went like that. So,
And what's wild is even in jiu-jitsu, if you start screaming, I didn't know this when
Hey,
I
that's a
entered.
good.
They can stop.
Just stop. Because that's
I have to
considered a
agree with
verbal.
Jeff on this, man. Like,
You're an eight.
And I didn't know that. No, but I didn't know that when I was a white belt. And I said, because the guys will let up. And
I believe that is the case
Yeah.
in UFC as well.
I don't know for sure,
That,
but I
that
know
if you
it's
scream like that,
Yeah.
referee's discretion, they can take that as you tapping.
And it's crazy because in boxing, if you turn your back, it's over. It's supposed to be. So there's a discretion.
well, did you see what happened to Wilder today?
Oh yeah,
What happened?
Homie, he
Spun
hit him
around.
right hand,
Spun around.
spun around, and then he hit him and he hit him with another one. Boom!
I thought he was doing a slick move.
Wilder knocked
Oh, he got knocked
the
out.
fuck out. He was stiff on the floor.
Well, good thing they told us there's a Formula One driver. But it never did.
Holy cow.
Aljo looks strange without the beard.
He does, doesn't he?
This is not Aljo anymore.
That's Aljamain Sterling?
That
Future
was.
champion right there. And I'm talking about the women.
No, what did you say?
Kelly Harrison,
What about her?
future world champion.
Oh, yeah.
UFC.
Oh, yeah.
They're just keeping her title warm.
Is that Robbie Lawler's? That was Robbie Lawler that
Nah, it's not a girl.
The
They're just
teammates.
sitting next to each other.
Oh, American Top Team.
He's hitting it.
Maybe. Hey, I'm gonna tell you some crazy shit, man. And I'm not gonna say it, but I'll say it. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna tell you. But let me tell you. If there's a girl in the gym, somebody's fucking her in the gym. I don't care.
That's
MMA
not
fighter.
needed.
MMA fighter.
But breaking news, guys like
No. And
I don't want to talk about all these fights.
I'm not. Hell.
So all of a sudden we're getting this fucking.
You are getting the breaking news because I'm not gonna say it. Fuck you.
Why's your wife leave? We need like a
Thank God. She got mad at me. She's drinking.
In the wrestling room, any chicks that were wrestling.
Oh, fuck you. All kinds of them would fucking pin you.
That's what
That's
it
the
is.
way he wrestled.
Mike
Sorry,
doesn't want
Micah.
to talk about it.
Mike is like mad at me right now. He getting
I
that.
thought he was going back into why this is the fight shop stories.
Oh no, shh. I got a wife now. I was divorced and single. All right, guys, let's go ahead and take a break real quick. We're gonna order some food, wings, everything right now. This is the Beatdown with Friends live event podcast. We'll be right back.
Holy shit.
Are we off?
Yeah.
No, you order. Or have Crystal. No, you can flush it.
Okay.
Riding with me. Red, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow. This for the 505, always ready to ride. Red, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow. Every time I come around, I'm repping my town. I'm some red, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow. Any place I touch down, I'm always talking about that. Red, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow. Red paint, cross the yellow flag. This is the gang with the ghetto swag. Ain't no ghetto pads. We throw them dupes up. Niggas saying do something. We from the Duke, what? I'm with the Lobos with pistols like an Aggie. City colors, baby mama can't stand me. Whole family, every night's the same. Red and yellow look, looking like the lights.
And then he wants to headline a fight before the end of the year. He wants to fight 3 times this year, starting late June.
It's been like 6 years since he's fought more than one time in a year.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen.
There's been more years where he hasn't fought, you told me,
Yeah.
than years that he has fought in the last 6 years.
Oh, wow.
So, it's big talk. Before he got injured last time, he wanted to fight 3 times, and he's an older fighter right now.
Yeah.
He's taking a lot of damage.
Well, what is he, 35, 36? What is he?
Yeah, let me look at it real quick. Somewhere in that area.
Yeah, he's right there.
Catastrophic leg injury that he went through. I mean, that's the real.
Yeah, he's 35. He'll be 36 in July.
Okay, 36 in July. I mean, guy's 4 years younger than I am.
Yeah.
Old. Strickland. Up next. What do you think?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Old.
He's next.
Think about it though. Over a month out, highest gate in UFC history for this pay-per-view. There's not a title fight on this card.
No.
This is all on the back of McGregor.
It's not a good card.
So say what you want about him outside the cage. Talk legitimately about his record the last 3 years, 4 years. The man's a draw.
But I thought the UFC only wanted title fights in their shows. Wasn't that the
Or the
bullshit?
megastar. And the megastar tops everything. Because every other pay-per-view is a title fight, even if they got to create a BMF title for that fight.
And see, you know what's crazy about that as well? Okay, so we talk about Mayweather. He side of fights all the time. World champion. You know what I mean?
You guys want
All the
certain
other.
wings?
Barbecue?
Michael, we're live. I'm big down with friends.
But you know what I mean? What I'm talking about is that, like, when we see humongous pay-per-view draws, this is title fights on the line. Except for Conor McGregor. He's the only fucking
But you
outlier.
don't need a title for him.
That's what I'm saying.
So with him, is it proper 12 and is
Go back and find me the last UFC pay-per-view. They didn't have a title fight on it.
No, but that was a strict
McGregor fight. McGregor Poirier.
That was a strict guidelines.
That was the main event?
Nope. That was the
Yes, it
strict
was.
guidelines.
I do not believe it was.
UFC.
Yes, it was.
Double check.
Where he broke his leg?
Yeah,
That
I
was
think
the
there
main
was a fight.
event.
I think there was a fight after that.
No, that wasn't where he broke his leg, right?
Nope.
I'm pretty sure there was a fight after that.
Nope.
Nope.
CakeMark.com is fact checking us right
And you
now.
know what?
Double
I'm
down.
willing to put money on this.
Dapper Barber Parlor. Tell us where you're located. And tell us how we can get
264 was
over.
McGregor Poirier 3 is the title of it. That was the
5836
main
on
event.
Sugar Road Northeast. Albuquerque, New Mexico. Come by. We service men, women, children. We have everything available for you here with a family-friendly location to come and get whatever you
Their
need.
website is coming soon. Tell us where that's going to be.
DapperBarberParlor.com.
Yeah, no, I got it.
I mean,
ZiaShirts.com. CageMark.com. That's who's sponsoring this. Support us all.
And yeah, that probably would have been the last pay-per-view
What do you guys say?
that didn't have a title fight on it.
UFC 264, McGregor Poirier 3.
That was? Oh, CageMark.com. Mika Frankl. The brain.
Title fight, and our last non-traditional one would have been the Gaethje Poirier BMF title fight, and before that would have been the Masvidal Diaz BMF title fight.
Hey guys, I saw WNBA got a deal with Amazon. Everybody's getting a deal. Money.
WNBA already kind of
I
had
know.
the NASCAR NBA model where you could see them, ABC, ESPN2,
I'm just saying 2025 UFC. Because you're starting to see all these, and WNBA is popular right now. I watch it. I'm going to games.
7
August.
times the ratings. Where you going?
Phoenix.
Go see the Mercury? Who are you going to see play?
Chicago.
The Sky?
Yeah. No, the other one.
Cardoza?
Yeah, I wanted to put me in her pocket. Woody's gonna kill me when I go. Oh, I don't care.
It's like a little powerful
That's a big girl. Oh, put me in your
Like
pocket,
over
big
6
girl.
foot.
I like big girls. I don't care. That's another subject for another time. Guys, what's your pick? Co-main event.
I'll go with Sean Strickland because I don't know how
Freak juice.
much Paulo Costa wants to fight.
I think he does want to fight, and I'm going with Costa.
Why did you say that?
He's just seemed disinterested, and there's been a disinterestedness that's led to losses in 3 of his last 4 fights, and only being Luke Rockhold.
Where would he go from here?
I think he's a big enough star that they keep him, but like it's 2 losses away probably.
You don't think he pissed
from
off the
having-
UFC?
I think they re-signed him. He has a star quality, a personality. I mean, you don't think of him as a guy that's lost 3 of his last 4 fights.
I think this is his second fight on his latest contract, which is a 5-fight contract.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So yeah, he'll be around for a while.
He could be cut at any time, I suppose. But
Yeah. And that's the thing, like the sponsorships going back, we talk about that another time, but you know, when these guys get those 50K, 100K, whatever they get, you know, they one fight deal isn't holding them. You know, if you win, you lose, I can cut you.
yeah.
You win, I can still cut you. That's the wild shit. Like, and I used to tell guys in Bellator, like, read your contract because I have your rights, even for game. You're a popular dude, I still have your fucking rights. And they're like, oh, I'm just happy to sign. And I think that's what happens in the UFC also.
How was that boots in the park?
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
Paulo Costa worries me because of the losses to Adesanya, Vettori, and Whitaker. Those last 3,
What round, Michael?
he allowed them to dictate the pace. I think this goes. What is this 3 or 5? I think it goes
3.
all 3. I think it goes all 3.
Michael Carlyle.
If Costa's winning, it goes the difference. That goes the distance.
Barber down, Dapper Barber Parlor.
I think he goes all 3 in Strickland's favor.
I think Strickland puts him away in 2. Engineer. Your pick. ZShirts.com. For this fight, for the co-main event. Where you at, man? Wake up, wake up, wake up.
I got black trunks.
Oh, Lord,
I
he's
kind of
got
want to
black
know what
trunks.
Josh is listening to over there.
He's listening to our podcast.
Oh, okay.
He's making sure
You
we're
should be
still
able to answer
on.
the question. You were to ask.
So this is a lone wolf.
Right, one Costa favor in here.
His what is it? Frig juice? Is that what it's called?
Secret
Secret
juice.
juice.
Oh, secret juice.
And he even had it, the big gold chain now. Got to put it to rest.
Did he put it on a t-shirt?
It has to be on everything by now. Water bottles,
Like,
t-shirts.
that'd be crazy if he
Marketable.
didn't do it.
What scares me about that juice is it changes colors. I've seen it purple, I've seen it orange, I've seen it red.
It's just like Gatorade, man.
That scares me a
You,
little
you
bit.
can get
It's on
secret
mar-
juice in many different flavors.
Put it in vodka. We call it
Lemon,
Incredible Hulk.
orange, grape.
Hypnotic. Incredible Hulk. Remember that back in the day?
Yeah.
Lord, people were stupid. I was one of those people. Hey, quit eating hairs. Also, that's a dog. That's a shop dog. He's gonna-
Costa doing a really good job of being the matador right now, moving around and
Is he?
reacting properly, I think, to the Strickland pressure.
Now, do the judges score that as him being the matador?
I think they scored the jab to the body, that left hook that he caught him with. I don't know if Strickland's doing enough for a guy that I like that wins on his volume and effort.
You know, Strickland's leg feints are going to come into play in this because, you know what, he's reacting to him very, very early.
Is this just a fun fight, or is this next up for the title?
If Strickland wins, it gives him a case to get back into that title conversation after
I would agree.
Duplessis Adesanya. But Costa's probably like, he needs to win this by knockout and then win one more. Like, a Costa win here assures that if Chimaev beats Whitaker in Saudi Arabia, that Chimaev is next up for the title.
Strickland, did he not get the rematch because of his mouth?
He didn't get the rematch because they're going to go to Australia, and it's massive to do Duplessis versus Adesanya in a part of the world where both of their fan bases can get to it.
Is that
And
gonna
you
happen?
don't want to pass up that grudge match. It's not signed yet, but everybody's speculating that that's the only fight you can do in Australia.
Because Israel said that he's
Well, yeah,
gonna take
that's
up, what,
money right
a year,
there.
2 years.
Well, he walked that back. He was there at UFC 300. Everyone was there, and they were having their negotiations. So I think that announcements are just waiting for the appropriate time.
You announce that in a few weeks at International Fight Week when you got a
Probably.
ton of media there.
There you go. Are you guys going?
Yeah, we will be there. International Fight Week, Conor McGregor, Michael Chandler.
Make sure you
Power
check
Slap
out
8.
CageMinds.com. What else?
All that's going on there. You got
No. What else? Where can they find you guys? Online.
the After Hours Podcast Network, MMA After Hours, and Pro Wrestling After Hours. Find those on all of your major podcast platforms.
Michael, what are you seeing so far? Is it a filling out round?
I think it's a lot of feeling out. And with a minute left in the first round, I couldn't tell you who's got the advantage so far. But
It seems even, right?
I've been watching the whole fight. I think Strickland has gotten the better of Paulo Costa. He has owned the ring. I feel like he's the one that's
he's the one moving forward, and Costa's the one.
Strickland is the one that's kind of like dictating the movement of the fight.
Oh,
See?
The knockdown,
See,
that sways it at the end right there. The pressure is starting to be effective.
Yes.
Where before, it
His
wasn't.
ankles are
Now it
doing
feels
very,
like
very well. He's a good boxer, and
Costa's
that's what's
flailing in defense.
and
Yeah.
being a former judge, I agree with you 100%, Michael. CageMinds.com. Monica's making a lot of noise back there because it's not.
Re-enters the building.
What's his name? The guy that he loves and wants to hump.
Charles Oliveira.
Charles Oliveira.
Oh, yes.
That's it.
If it was him, he'd be quiet. I agree. Strickland won this round.
There's only been a fighter?
So what do you think he's gonna do?
Which one?
Paulo. After the UFC lets him go, because eventually they're going to.
If he keeps going in this trajectory, he could be that, and he could be a really late ringer for a Jake Paul fight one day. I don't think I see him as a bare knuckle boxer.
But
It's just something about
maybe a podcaster.
I don't know. Hanato Moicano and Gilbert Burns are already owning that lane for
Hey,
fighting
what's it?
podcasters
Yeah,
from
and
Brazil.
that as well. What about the language barrier? I mean, he does
No,
speak
for
good.
Brazil.
He still speaks good English, right?
Yeah, he still speaks. I can see him more as just a social media personality as
Okay.
opposed to a podcaster.
Well, he does a lot of social media stuff
Yeah.
with a bunch of girl fighters
Yeah.
that I've noticed.
I think Mikey hit on something too. He'd be a good candidate down the line for a Jake Paul boxing match.
Ah, okay.
You think that would put asses on the seat in pay-per-view fights?
Depends where you do it, but I think that there is enough appeal from the secret juice. I think that that's carved out enough of a niche that you would probably put Costa in that group of more recognizable UFC fighters, even though he doesn't have a title.
Michael Carlyle, put your promoter hat on. Where would you put that fight? Jake Paul and Costa.
I blurred out my
Texas, California,
Miami.
Assuming you're doing it here in the U.S., Miami.
Why Miami? He's Brazil.
I feel like that I feel like you're not going to get the economic reach in Brazil, so you're getting as close as you can to a city that's kind of already been inspired. And I think that Jake Paul has already had a fight in Miami, so that's a great place for him to return. And you have somebody that has a fan base that way. I think it would work.
I think it's a mistake that they didn't put the Masvidal Diaz fight there.
In Texas, right? Wasn't it?
No, Florida. It's in California.
Oh, there we go.
The boxing.
Hey, check this out though, man. Like,
Where are they going to do it?
one thing
Is
that
it
I think
LA
about.
or-
I think it moved to the Honda Center.
I think it's.
Oh, it's
I think it's
Anaheim.
yeah.
One thing I think about these fighters, right? Like, you see Sean Strickland, not in bad shape, right? But then you see Paulo Costa, specimen. If you were
it don't
not
matter
a
that
fighter,
way.
if you were not a fighter fan though, and you were to put these guys side by side to look at who's going to win this
You
fight,
think it was?
what do you think the percentage of people would pick Paulo Costa over Sean Strickland? as
Costa goes
opposed
to town on
us?
these leg kicks, and they're being more effective than most of what usually happens to Sean
But-
Strickland.
but-
Because he's
but
just-
that's what I'm talking about.
Real quick about it, because we were talking about this fight being a 3-rounder. It's actually a 5-rounder.
Oh, it is a fight.
It is a 5-round.
It's a 5-round fight.
So then I think it is Strickland.
Oh wow! If we get into round 4 and 5, it's going to be a big
Yeah, it's
test.
over.
Of what does
Round 4,
Costa
it's
have
over.
left? Because he's
Because
not known
he's-
to have that deep cardio.
Well, his mouth is already open.
Yeah.
It was open in round 1.
It sure was.
And Strickland used to be a welterweight. He's not a huge middleweight. He's got a very good cardio base.
What do you guys think about the UFC announcing, TKO announcing that the Spear is one and done? Is it that hard to put it in there?
Yep. Plus, you're getting a crap load of money from T-Mobile Arena for that to be your official Vegas home. They were nice enough to, hey, we'll let you do this one, because we know it's important for you to be the first MMA company or combat sports company to all of it event there, but that's it.
How much do you think the Spear gave the UFC? TKO.
You mean the Madison Square Garden group, or whatever I think what it is?
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever it is.
Probably not that much.
You know,
Well,
that's
site
so-
fees are the way of the future, so.
Yeah.
Oh, it already is happening. That's why they'll never
Site
touch
fees.
it.
What are you guys talking about?
Pay to play. The UFC only comes to Albuquerque if we pay. That's why they'll never touch down here again.
When the UFC just did that fight night in St. Louis, someone else paid for that event and then had to sell all the tickets
The
on
city.
their behalf because the UFC was guaranteed to sell out because all the tickets were sold. So when they go to Louisville, Kentucky, I think
The last 2 years they went
Commerce.
the last 2 years they went to Salt Lake City.
When we went.
The moment those cards were announced,
Everything was sold.
they were technically right now. These obviously still put tickets
So
on
they were
sale.
already
But-
guaranteed their dough.
But I believe that was the Jazz owner and the tourism people, because at that point they were trying to get hockey. They're also trying to position to get the Winter
Is
Olympics.
it the Arizona
Right,
team?
but they're guareeing you a sellout. So whatever doesn't sell, we'll buy those tickets.
And now
why
TKO
would
has
it-
taken that to using that for WWE, for Raw and SmackDown. They're even trying to guarantee those nationally.
Why would,
and
that,
doing it
why
differently
would
with
the
their pay-per-views.
NHL numbers translate to UFC?
It doesn't, but they were trying to Utah and so they were trying to solidify themselves as a sports destination.
That they can sell more than
Okay.
just the Jazz, that
Right.
the MLS team was selling, that they can sell MMA, that they are a sports destination.
They're trying to get a Major League Baseball team.
The Miller Group is looking to try to build up Utah or Salt Lake City
Right.
to be like Phoenix. To
Get more
like that.
eyeballs on
Why
the
we
skiing
not?
industry and stuff like that.
Why are
We don't
not?
have a billionaire that wants to do it all of a sudden.
We also we don't have an arena.
We sold out. We're Rancho.
Where? No. We don't
Yeah,
have.
not the
You know
same
what the thing is? We are a 300-year-old city who has old ass politics that are never.
That acts like a 300-year-old city.
Yes.
And Salt Lake City. I'm
a
not saying it's
300-year-old
very
city
progressive
that
thing.
acts
Down
like
here
a
may not be true.
200-year-old city.
But from the standpoint of
Off the next
of
round.
trying to market themselves, they're very progressive.
So our
Damn.
engineer over here said that he's gonna knock Strickland's gonna knock out Costa in the next round.
Yeah.
It's all going downhill.
One
It's
thing that I'm looking
constant-
at this fight right here, okay, and this is just a fight standpoint. Like, I'm not an expert, but the thing is that I believe that Sean Strickland's leg feints are very, very effective in his fighting style. Like he sees Paulo Costa reacting to these leg feints that he's giving him, because he'll just pick up his knee. It could be right knee, left knee, and he's getting a reaction out
Well,
of
just
it.
because you're not throwing at somebody doesn't mean you're not making them work, and all that
Yeah,
mental
exactly.
fatigue is wearing down Costa.
And that's what's
in
happening
between
right here.
rounds. Strickland's just talking to his coach.
I haven't
just
seen
not
this.
s-
I have
he
never
hasn't
seen
sat down.
anybody, as far as UFC goes, throw this many leg feints and getting that much reaction out of it.
And
It's
you can
actually pretty
see
crazy.
all those
you
knee
said
kicks. There
last
are a
week-
bunch of abrasions across Paulo Acosta's midsection.
Usyk against Tyson Fury. They're both boxers. They both know the game. Usyk was better at the game. Did you guys get a chance to see it?
Oh, I watched a good portion of that fight. Did you feel like Fury was almost too lackadaisical or playful heading into the fight?
No.
Not heading into it. Well, heading into it, yes, he had that big thing, his big intro and stuff like that. But during the fight, where he's over in the corner, he's almost acting like Ali. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm in the corner, I'm moving and this and that, and yelling out to the crowd and stuff like that. And Usyk is taking this shit serious. He's over here fucking
You come out with a slot
laser
or
line
costume,
focus.
I mean,
But you know what? Honestly, Tyson Fury did not fight a bad fight either. You know what I mean? Like the judging was very, very close. It wasn't.
I don't think so.
Yes, it was.
I think
It was
you said
one round
wrong.
difference between everybody.
I know, but I
Without the knockdown, I think Tyson won. Without the
Really?
10-8 round. Without the 10-8 round, I believe Tyson won.
Oh, here we go. Beatdown was correct.
No?
Potentially.
Josh. He's the one that said it.
Executive producer, ZiaShirts.com. Josh, tell us about it.
Yoga.
Hey, go over there. I'll make you some shirts.
I don't want to do it.
ZiaPrints.com for the freshest fashion. Go over there, and you can also get your Cage Mind shirts.
You can get whatever shirt you
Yeah,
want.
definitely.
Did you really say freshest shirts, Micah?
Yeah, the freshest
Is
designs.
it
on there.
1986?
I was trying to come up with something, but Josh was just
It's
like,
fresh. Yeah, I got it.
I was trying to help
He
them.
wasn't selling the sizzle. Yeah, you're right.
Give me something to throw on the grill here, man.
To be fair though, he's a 49ers fan, so pretty much. Everybody else
Hey,
does.
I got the easy ride though. I got the easy ride right now. I don't have to defend him much.
What do you guys think about this round?
Still more of the same.
Same,
Strickland makes you think so much with his feints, his fakes. It's not just those leg feints. He mixes up what he's doing with his hands, his positioning so much. He quickly feints and then brings him right back to a defensive position. So I'm sure you want to just hit the guy.
And I thought third round he would end him.
Well, you're seeing the slow downness. You're seeing Costa try to initiate some grappling, but he just doesn't have the speed. And at this point,
He's Costa's not able to be aggressive either. He's spending too much time backpedaling and reacting to what Strickland's doing.
Strickland's in his happy place.
Yeah.
He's fighting someone in a cage.
He's also not reacting to those feints no more.
No, he doesn't care what Costa's doing. He's just walking through everything. He can see the spins coming because they're so labored and telegraphed.
Right.
Why did they change the co-main event to 5 rounds?
I think this was by request of the fighter. I think that in some situations, if both parties agree to it and Dana doesn't have a problem, he's like, okay, you want to go 5 with the
We had
council?
spoke about that before, you know what I mean? And I like it. I like that type of stuff. You know, the one fight that I remember seeing 3 rounds of that I wanted 2 more, Gilbert Burns and Chimaev.
Yeah, no, that one needed 2 more. There's probably been some old school Diego
Of
Sanchez
course, there's a lot
I
of
mean,
fights
there's a
that
bunch.
have been like that, you know what I mean? But you know what, honestly, if you ask me, Sean Strickland is putting on a clinic right here with Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa is having a lot of problems with Sean Strickland here.
And Strickland eliminating any of Costa's forward movement has taken away the calf kicks that were his most effective offensive weapon.
Yeah, he is looking very gassed right here and uncomfortable. Paulo Costa is. You know, the movement of Sean Strickland is what makes him who he is. Like, he is not necessarily a super exciting fighter that's just gonna fucking have, you know, out of this world knockouts or anything like that, but he is going to outclass the people that are
Do you guys
here.
agree with Beatdown?
That's a good point. It's valid, definitely
Yeah.
there.
I mean, look at him. He is very, very disciplined in his movements.
He hasn't broken a sweat. He doesn't seem like he's. I don't say not been aggressive because he's moved forward the whole fight, but he hasn't like had to put forth the effort to do it. It's just been very methodical.
Exactly.
Somehow the live stats from the first 2 rounds actually have Costa outlanding Strickland, but
That's why live stats are what they are.
Yeah,
they're,
but-
they're fun to look at, but they don't tell the whole story.
yeah, I'm like, you can tell by the body language and what we're actually seeing. It feels like Strickland would in this fight. Costa's
I
the one
have
having
him
to make
4-0 right
adjustments.
now. Is it
3?
Okay, 3.
Your live stats aren't updating because
Did you get to the 3rd round yet?
Yeah.
It's gonna take a little bit longer.
Yes.
UFC stats is not as fast as UFC.com.
I definitely have him 3-0 right now.
no doubt. I mean, that's your full fight right now, and
Like Costa has to finish the fight to win it.
Yep, for sure.
And here we get into the championship rounds, and this is kind of where I expect to see Strickland create more distance and get that lead even further.
So one thing that I've noticed, and I noticed it in the very, very first fight with Lima, the guy that got bit,
That's true.
this upright fighting style, it seems to be very, very effective in UFC, where they're able to use their legs a little bit more, and I just see it more and more in higher level fighters, that they have this upright fighting style. Like, see how Paulo Costa was just a little bit more forward, you know what I mean, with his stance. And, you know, Sean Strickland is more of an upright fighter. I've been seeing that more and more, and it's just a very, very small.
I think you saw a lot of the karate guys like Machida, like Cejudo, like Connor with that wide stance.
Yes.
You start to see the leg kicks being able to be taken advantage on them, the calf kicks.
Yes.
They're not able to defend those because there's such a wide spread distance. So now you see Strickland, he's able to lift the leg, pull the leg back really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you're seeing some people just playing around more with that stance, not putting as much weight on the legs to
Right.
not allow them to be attacked.
Yes.
And how much comes into play as well? If you're a taller fighter like a Strickland, well, why do you want to give away that advantage by crouching down?
I agree with that.
You know?
And Strickland is one of the better fighters at being tall, but he keeps his chin tucked. Because you will see all
Right.
throughout the amateur regionals, tall fighters, but they just lean back.
Yeah.
And if you lean back, you put that chin up there, it's going to get smashed.
Yes.
If you tuck it and they're still hitting you in the forehead, you have a better survival chance.
I agree.
Yep.
But, like, I don't know, I've just noticed this recently. This is something that I have recently noticed in
No, it's
fighting and
something.
stuff
There's
like
several
that.
guys.
Where they have a very upright fighting stance. And I think it has to do more with the legs and stuff like that. Of course, wrestlers and things, you're going to have to.
Well, you're seeing it also
Deal with
because,
that.
like, Strickland is being so successful at such a high level, so imitation is the greatest form of flattery. People are copying what's hot and working right
Well,
now.
that guy Lima, look how he beat up that guy's legs. I mean, within the first round. You know what I mean? Yeah, of course he was an ex-kickboxer, but that style and that posture I see happening more and more often, honestly.
Also for that Raposo kid, that's a UFC debut in like 5 days' notice. So, yeah, Lima took him apart, but that was short notice. Strickland just still walking down this continual teep kicks.
This is the Beatdown with Friends. Live event podcast. Dapper Barber Parlor. CageMags.com. ZAssurance.com.
Don, did you ever get that cash?
Pretty soon.
Hey, cash out?
We'll do it at DapperBarberParlor.com.
If not,
Coming
okay.
soon.
Yes, we are going to have a website.
If not, I got cash.
Well, hold on, let me look. But anyway, we have a website coming soon. It's not going to be a website where you could actually go on there and schedule appointments. We do our appointments all individually through text message, call. We're able to call our personal cell phone numbers or the shop number to make your appointment. We like to have a more personal feel with our clients. So, DapperBarberParlor.com will provide every barber's profile that we have in here, their expertise and what they're able to do in terms of service. So take a look at it. It's going to be up and running very, very soon, and hope to see you guys here soon.
Mike, give us an update on
Paulo Costa still trying to work his leg kicks. Most effective punch has been the left hook to the body. Strickland still just walking down and producing this high level of pressure, forcing Costa into these uncomfortable situations where the volume is just all on Strickland's side.
Strickland's angles are incredible. He reminds me of a very good boxer. Like, you know what I mean? He's able to slip these punches and counter strike at will almost against Paulo Costa.
This ridiculous
He's
comfortability.
Yes, he feels he looks like he's so comfortable in that.
He's coaching, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I think he knows he's winning.
I think it's 4-0. If you ask me.
But there, I don't think there's any doubt it's 4-0.
Where does he go next?
Strickland?
Oh yeah.
That's an interesting conversation. I don't know if it's Adesanya, Duplessis
Oh, yeah, I got it.
winner. Depends if that fight
Thank
actually
you.
gets made. And it depends possibly on how Khamzat Chimaev looks against Robert Whittaker, because the Whittaker win assures Strickland probably of the next title fight after the one I expect to happen in Australia. But we'll have to see what happens with that one, because Chimaev is such a name. It depends what market they're going to. He could jump Strickland internationally.
Yeah, but how come he hasn't fought in so long? What is going on? Is he like muddled up, or in who he's gonna fight next?
We'll see. What is it, August? Or is it...
When was the last time Chimaev fought?
Is
Was
it
it
next
Gilbert
week?
Burns? When was the last time he fought?
SageMask.com.
It's been forever. No, Chimaev.
Yeah, you.
No, not Islam. That's Makhachev. We're talking about Chimaev.
Last time when he came in heavy, right?
Last fight
18 pounds over, something like that. Was last time he fought?
was the unofficial middleweight, wasn't it?
He came in super heavy.
Was that the time that he missed weight? The last time he fought?
Like 18 pounds over.
The 22nd is the Saudi Arabia fight.
So June 22nd is the next time we're going to see him fight. So we're just 3 weeks out from Chimaev fighting again.
Okay, but when was the last time he fought? I was thinking it was Gilbert.
No, wait, was it? No, after Gilbert was Kevin, and we're forgetting the Kamaru Usman fight. That was the last one. The Usman fight, when Usman went up to 85 on short notice at UFC 294.
And when was that?
That was 8 months ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just
And he'll
feel
be back
like
in 3 weeks.
he came on the scene huge.
Well,
You know
he
what I mean?
fought like 4 times in a year.
Right.
And then now it's been 8 months, so that's why it feels like it. Because
Yeah.
when you fight every 3 months and then you take an 8-month break because your body's breaking down from fighting every 3 months, it feels like you've been gone for a long time.
Right.
But he hasn't.
Okay, 8 months. All right, that's pretty regular, right? I mean, 6 to 8, twice a year for a very active fighter, correct?
Right. Because when you think about it, even when he debuted,
And who is he
won
fighting
3
next?
fights in 2 months.
Who's he fighting next?
Robert Whittaker.
Oh,
What do you think about that fight?
That's a very tough one for Whittaker at the aggression level that Chimaev brings, and where Whittaker's at in his career. I wouldn't be surprised if Chimaev finishes him.
the problem is, man, I love Whittaker.
I'll be wearing my
He was
Whittaker
a
shirt that day.
champion, you know what I mean? He's incredible. But it's like, okay, say he wins this fight. Then what's next? Another title fight for him, I guess?
Well, that's
Like,
why.
because he's had so many title
3,
fights.
4.
What do you mean?
Adesanya has been his kryptonite.
Title fight.
He lost the title to Adesanya. He lost the rematch to Adesanya.
Right.
So he's had one extra opportunity since he was the champion. That was
Right.
it. And since then, there was the loss to Duplessis, but it's 3, 4, 5 wins and 1 loss.
Okay,
For
so you
Whittaker.
were just talking about, Australia, New Zealand card and stuff like that. If he wins this fight, do you think it could be Adesanya and Whittaker?
Whittaker's someone that only fights like every 6 months also, so I don't think he would jump at a quick turnaround. Maybe they do that, but I feel like that's short-sighted, and if you can make Adesanya versus Duplessis, you do that.
Right.
Because they're bigger stars.
Yes.
And there's already that rivalry and hatred. I mean, Duplessis versus Whittaker, it would just be a rematch.
Yeah. And
There's no
Whittaker,
need.
you know what? I love Whittaker, man. He is a great fighter. You know what I mean? He doesn't back down. He is a dog in that cage. You know what I mean? So I would always watch his fights, but maybe he's getting towards the end of his career, I guess.
Strickland's
maybe.
coasting.
Oh yeah.
Michael Carlyle, you're watching it. Is he coasting?
No.
Strickland is not coasting?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, he is close. I thought he says it's close. No, God, no.
I thought you said. I thought you.
No,
It was Costa.
Strickland's just, you ain't catching me with a punch and knocking me out here.
Engineer, you're wrong.
Thought it was gonna be a finish. I thought honestly that Costa would be more tired and look worse in this fifth round. Surprising me here. It's his best round numerically. After the last one was his worst.
Well, yeah, no disrespect to
Strickland is
Costa, but yeah, I think part of that is Strickland's just, I'm up 4-0, I'm not doing something stupid here.
Not only that, he's a snake charmer, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
So you're
Costa
gonna
has
bring to the
looked
middle of the cage?
confused.
Yeah.
Hey, Costa has looked confused the whole fight. Look. Oh,
Might not have to, it might not have to wait till pointing up the last 10 seconds. Well, Strickland said, screw it. I'm not trying to coast. I'm
Go
going to
after
win this
him.
round too. But I did it with that late flurry, that kick knockdown.
What are you talking about? 50-45? Across the board?
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
I
that
would.
late
Unanimous.
flurry just did it.
50-45, unanimous.
Don't you love Henry Cejudo's old head coach raising his
What
hand to
number is
victory?
he?
Costa?
No, they just showed him. What number is he, president?
What is it, 47? Is that what he was?
45? 45?
Is that fact or is that thrown out a guess?
I think it's 45.
I have no idea. That's what I asked.
You know what? I'm gonna run for president.
Shit, you're better
Are
than
you a
both of
convicted
them.
felon?
Excuse me?
Are you a convicted
45,
felon?
you're
Yes,
right,
I am.
mine's 46.
Well, there you go.
45, possibly 47 as a felon.
He was the 45th, yes, you were correct.
So then at the inauguration, do they play that song from Office Space?
He is
God,
gonna
it
get
feels good to be
convicted, bro.
against
This is gonna be the first. No, he's gonna be elected. This is gonna
You
be
think
the
he's gonna be elected?
first. Yes, I believe that he will be the first president elected that's a convicted felon.
Yo.
And
I
I
believe
think,
that.
I think the Democrats are going to put somebody else in.
Who?
They're going to surprise everybody.
I think there's, unless something happens, I think they're stuck. So it's going to come down to who do you want a little more, Trump or Biden?
First convicted felon, not the first criminal.
And by the way, we're talking
Oh,
politics
there
here
you
because
go.
Donald Trump is in the crowd.
I like that right there, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
And-
right.
And Trump Towers was, Trump hotels were one of the first to put the UFC on whenever they were.
You said boxing as well, right?
Yeah, but they were always the boxing. He loved Mike Tyson.
Right, but you
First
said that
casino.
nobody else would put Mike Tyson
First
on
one
except for Trump
being
Towers.
Yes.
Gymnasiums in Alabama.
Yep.
Is that
In
what
fact,
you said earlier?
I'm sorry, say that again.
You said that Trump
Yeah.
Towers was the only
Mike
one that
Tyson.
would put Mike Tyson
Absolutely.
on after his conviction.
Right, and not the only one, but he. Oh Lord. Hold on.
What?
time though.
What? Was it a split?
Did I hear that right?
What the fuck?
Lord.
Wow.
One judge gave 4
Fuck these
rounds
judges.
to Paulo Costa.
4 rounds?
We've got to see if this judge is the same one that's been messing up
Wow.
the other split decisions
Is this
on the
some of these
night. And
people's-
What?
That's crazy.
Were they asleep during the fight? Is what I'm wondering. I didn't see
Sean
Paulo
Strickland's
Costa
getting a
win
photo with
one round.
Trump. That's hilarious.
Fuck no.
And he's making Chris Curtis take it.
Makes Chris Curtis do a lot of awkward things.
Did you hear that? 50 to 45 and 49
That
to
was
46?
ridiculous.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Decision was made, and you got the fight. It was a good fight. It's a boring fight, man. Sorry, guys. That Brazilian goes backwards fast. He's hard to catch. I'm
talks about his leg feints. Like his leg feints are actually very good, man. They get a lot of reaction.
I respect you for that, but
What do you think about the knee kicks?
now, Sean,
They always call them cheating.
position, you have very close
It's legal.
Tremendous duplessis.
I agree.
Title.
And that's not a question whether the ref sees it or acknowledges it or not. It is fully 100% legal.
I love them. And John gets a lot of heat for them, but I think they're amazing.
Same concept as an armbar, but it's to the knee, so what's the problem?
Yep.
Not outlawing arm bars. Not outlawing knee
What
bars.
do you guys think about the split decision?
I think that's bullshit.
I think it's horrible.
We got to get that guy out of his position immediately if he is anywhere near judging the main event.
Yeah, I see some peoples and what's the other one? Oh, it was a girl.
And did you hear that? It was 49-45, 49-46.
Yeah, 4-1 and then 4-1 and 5-0.
That's crazy.
Not sure how you go 4-1 Costa at all. One for Costa, maybe, not 4.
One? Which one?
The last one.
The last
No
one, maybe.
fucking way.
All right, I'll ask.
Addict just said that.
What's a boogie with a hoodie?
He's a rapper. He's got some good music.
I'm sorry, say that again.
This guy is everywhere. He makes every
Who is that?
event. Alex Tejeda.
Alex Tejeda, Armin Sarukian, Donald Trump.
Hi, baby. What are you doing, gorgeous?
Jason Verzon.
They're showing them
Bring
again.
the food?
45.
Yay! Hey, let me show you.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, Jason Verzon was the referee. It was Dave Terrell. Good. My bad. Dave Terrell.
Say that again.
Dave Terrell.
Dave Turali, what?
Gave 4 rounds to Paulo Costa.
SKMinds.com. Always with combat sports news and not sports entertainment. Micah, what is it?
Pro wrestling now. They're back to the words pro wrestling.
Is that good or bad?
I think it's fine.
Did it ever change anything?
I don't think it really does change anything. You think it really mattered whether it was called pro wrestling or sports entertainment?
It didn't matter to WWE. I don't think it matters to anybody else.
So when The Rock went in there and told, I think it was Stone Cold, get the F out.
What?
So when The Rock went in the ring and told Stone Cold, get the F out. Was that big? At the time, is it still big? Is it not?
Hey, you know, Dave Shirley was the one that put a
Remember-
initially scorecard at the beginning of the night.
Was he
That
really?
had that had Lima losing. So that is the name to watch for if he is judging the main event.
Look at this. He is a huge underdog.
Massive underdog tonight, Dustin Poirier.
Minus
I was
400 at the
putting
win.
money on him getting stopped.
Is it for the guillotine? Minus 2,000?
You know the guillotine is minus 2,000 or plus 2,000.
Because he's going to go for a guillotine if he gets a chance.
When he gets in the later rounds.
All right, folks.
Maybe there's a possibility.
That's worth at least a $10 or $20 bet.
I don't know if this gets to the later rounds.
That might a lot worse.
Whoever's ready for food, it's here. You know what I have to do? Hibernate for about 3
Guys,
months.
let's go ahead and
and
take a
grow.
quick break so everybody can eat, and then we'll be back for the main event.
Get some food, yes, sir. let's get everybody's predictions. Everybody in the room.
All right.
We back on? The Beatdown with Friends live event podcast.
Yes.
We're from Dapper Barber Parlor with CageMinder.com, Mika and Mika Carlyle. Predictions, you guys.
Mahashev, third round.
Mahashev stops Poirier. We're watching somebody that's special right now in Islam Mahashev. Dustin Poirier has had a couple issues, and I think they're going to be taken advantage of here.
Engineers.
Islam, all 5 rounds. Unanimous.
Which guy?
Islam.
Yeah, he said
Islam.
Islam is gonna
Barbara Brown?
You know what, man? I believe that Poirier knows that this is his final chance at the title. Regardless if win or loss, final chance at the title. I have Poirier within 3 rounds by knockout. Guy has dynamite in his hands, and he's hungry. He's gonna shock the world tonight.
Marco.
Let's go. Poirier with a guillotine.
Poirier, oh, he's
Third
going.
round.
Hey, he's going with the plus 2,000 bet right there, dog.
I say the champ takes it, but it's not going to be easy.
Come here, Gravity. You play with your hair. Come on.
What do you got, Sneaky?
I got Poirier.
I say Dustin, round 4.
Man, we're pretty much
If Dustin loses,
50-50.
Micah, if Dustin loses, Dom said he may retire. What do you guys think?
There's a chance for a couple super fights out there. Maybe the Colby Covington trash talk comes back around. But most likely, yeah, it's the last couple fights of his career if he loses this.
If he loses this, do you believe that it is his last title shot?
Oh yeah, this is it.
See, this
he
is what
never
I'm
sees
saying.
the belt again after.
Right, I agree. Unless he wins, he will never see a belt. This is it for him. And see, this is why I'm going for Poirier, because I think he has the mindset of, I don't know the guy. I don't know him. But from what I've seen over the years, that he has that mindset. This is my last chance. You know what I mean?
Well, I think you're right. I think he's well aware of that, and I admire the heck out of Dustin Poirier. I just don't think Islam Makhachev is going to allow that to happen.
This is his
I really
very
think he's
first-
that good. We'll see.
I hope he's not. Because you know what? The last couple times that we've seen Islam, it's actually against an actual 45-pounder. You know what I mean? Volkanovski is not a slouch. And you know what? The first fight, a lot of people say, oh, maybe Volkanovski won. I don't think so. I think Islam won that fight. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you really look round by round and how it was scored, Islam won it. He won the other one very convincingly and beat Charles Oliveira very convincingly. Well, other than that, I'm wondering, okay, he's going up against a very, very talented 155-pound fighter in Dustin Poirier. So, I really want to see how this plays out.
And I think it'll be interesting. I just think Makhachev is too much for him. But we'll see.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
We saw Makhachev, his striking, go to another level when he took the title from Oliveira.
Oliveira was operating at the highest he ever has. And then Makhachev was
Yeah, but what has happened since then?
Oliveira's failed to get his guillotine.
No, I'm talking about for Makhachev.
He beat the pound for pound #1 fighter in the world
Yes,
2 times.
twice.
And, yeah.
Okay, but the first time, questionable. Okay, I think that it was correct. Second time, got knocked out, you know what I mean, on a very short notice. And then since then, what has happened?
Well, think about Dustin Poirier. He got slapped by Justin Gaethje.
Yes.
And the only thing he's done since then was being a Benoit Saint Denis that doesn't have any legends on his resume. He
You're
doesn't
absolutely
have
right.
any of the wins that Islam.
But the thing is, though, that like
position.
with what happened with Gaethje, okay, 9 out of 10 fights type shit. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think Dustin Poirier is better, and you know what, Makhachev. We'll see. We will see what happens. They're talking about Volkanovski, and then they're talking about these other fights. Okay. Well, let's see. He is fighting
This
a
probably
very
is.
good 155-pound fighter.
Poirier is probably the best boxer that Mahashev's ever fought.
Guaranteed.
Definitely that way, because Oliveira was not on that level with his pure boxing. So that straight left
Neither
is
was
the biggest
Volk.
opportunity that Poirier has.
Neither was Volk.
Yeah, Volk though was probably the best kickboxer he's ever seen.
Let's see what happens.
Is that what Wolf is, the kickboxer?
Which one?
Wolf?
He's a mixed martial artist because he was a rugby player who kind of just transitioned over. Like he's 180. He used to be like 190 pounds. Yeah, like big, bulking looking rugby player. Yeah. Minus 600. I mean, Poirier plus 440.
That's $10.
And there's the stat that only 2 fighters. It's like 3 and 35. I want to say, or 3 and 37 for fighters over the age of 35 in a championship fight, 170 pounds or below. Anderson Silva won a lot of, middleweight title fights being one.
Of course. So where does he land?
What?
Anderson Silva, greatest of all time.
I think most people would say top 3, generally speaking. I think the one that gets disregarded in the conversation is Mighty Mouse, because you can talk about Jones, you can talk about GSP, Anderson, but Mighty Mouse, for what he did in the flyweight division and how he transitioned from bantamweight and made it to being a title contender 2 times, split decision losses to Dominic Cruz. I mean, he deserves conversation and some room in it.
You know what? I forgot about him. So, 1B.
Yeah, well, and he went over and won championship, claimed their title, won their Grand
He
Prix.
got knocked out too.
He got knocked out by a knee to the face. That would never have happened here because that would be an illegal strike in the rules set here. But
Right.
still, just a gangster for going and doing that.
Absolutely. What's next for him? Do you know?
I don't even know. He was taking some super fights and fun fights. I don't know what's going on with One Championship. Mighty Mouse has been doing a lot on Twitch, a lot of his streaming, even being an MMA personality now. MMA sucks right now.
Why do you say that?
Well, because if it's not the UFC, it sucks. So if we generalize the business to the words MMA and like broaden it, it sucks. Like boxing's doing well right now because
Why do you think it's doing well?
well, boxing because you're allowed to say this one fighter put on their own show. This weekend was great. That weekend was great. That weekend was great. In MMA, you have to wait for the UFC to have a great weekend. And unfortunately, UFC 301 was not the strongest card. So even though UFC 300 was the greatest card ever, I think Inoue, Tyson Fury, Usyk, Bivol, boxing was just able to put on like 8 big cards in like 2 months. So it makes it feel like in general, boxing is hotter than MMA right now.
What did
And
you
the
think
fact-
about today's card in boxing?
That was a sleeper.
That was a
Main
sleeper,
event.
but it was much better than you would expect. And again, PFL sucks, Bellator sucks, Ryzen sucks, no one wants to watch anything on Fight Pass. MMA is not a great industry. UFC is a good business. MMA sucks as an industry because no one cares about MMA.
When you say no one cares, what do you mean?
Bad ratings, bad attendance. You don't
I
see a
don't
lot of
know
allure
what
for
I have
PFL or
seen.
Bellator.
Okay, so you know this as well. I don't know what I have seen beyond a UFC card in MMA. I have not watched anything beyond UFC in the MMA
And what
community.
I say is, proof is in the pudding. And Michael Chandler, we can sell out Rio Rancho Event Center.
Well, also,
The UFC, had he been with the UFC, he would have sold out.
yeah.
Here we go, round one.
You know, one reason that I want to see Poirier win is because I felt like he was disrespected on the Las Vegas line. Plus 400, plus 2,000 on the submission. You know what I mean? It was just like, I felt like the line was disrespectful, honestly.
Why do you think we haven't gotten the betting apps legalized here in New Mexico yet?
Man, I don't know. I have no clue.
Because it's against the law of the state of New Mexico to bet on sports?
The old hands are figuring this out. What did you say?
Oh, because it's against the law to bet on sports in the state of New Mexico. That's why.
The old heads.
Yeah. It's not against the law at the casinos on the reservations because they govern themselves. But in the state of New Mexico, you cannot legally bet on sports.
Yep.
I just wondered why, if you guys had
And we were talking about that before. This is a 300-year-old city with old politics, old fucking people that have been in there for years and years that aren't willing to change their ways.
MGM runs as let a sports book. I can't use my Bet MGM app if I'm sitting in the parking lot of the casino. That's a problem.
Yes.
I agree. What do you guys think?
I think it's going to be a bad night for Poirier because we're 90 seconds in and he's flat on his back. We're getting held down in half guard, and this is just going to crush and chip away at him.
Yep. This is Makhachev's world right here.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he wanted when he looked at the fight.
Oh yeah, you had to know that he was going to look for it, and Poirier has had the problem, as we've seen against Oliveira, like we saw against Nurmagomedov, to give up his back and get rear naked choked.
Lord.
It's like a bad replay, and we're seeing it develop again.
Uh-oh.
It's done.
If it wasn't for an international fight, we probably just would have been UFC that.
Well, you know what's crazy is that when you look at these type of fights right here, Islam is smart.
Yeah.
He's not going to stand with Poirier that he knows that has dynamite in his hands. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't want to do that. He's going to take him into his realm where this is it. These shorts aren't going to get very many, it's not going to get very much airtime.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Covering his mouth, using those dirty tactics Sal was talking about. This is already just not the first round that Poirier was hoping for at all.
So
Not
I'm
able to make
I'm
it.
wondering, did you hear the first fight of the early prelims, okay? They were talking about homie getting bit.
Right.
And they were talking to Daniel Cormier about it. And he was saying that he has been bit in the ring and he has bitten people.
I've been
And
big
what they
on
were
wrestling
talking
that.
and what they were talking about is the smothering. You know, where they put their hand over their face and stuff like that. People will clamp down. You know what I mean? If a finger gets in their fucking mouth,
Absolutely.
they will fucking bite their asses.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you're trying to get them to release that position. You don't like being suffocated. They don't like being bit.
Yes. So, like, I was like, wow. It was kind of incredible to me to hear Daniel Cormier that he says he's been bitten and has bitten while he's in those positions.
I've been in a Southwest championship type thing, and I got bit. And the guy tried to tell me I bit him as a child. I had no front teeth. How am I gonna bite him? But I saw the marks on me.
He's
gonna survive round one.
Survive round one. Yes, he is. Look how he works, though. Look how he works with his back being taken. You know what I mean? Like, of course, Makhachev has won this round, but
easily.
He didn't take much damage though.
He still controls it.
No, but the damage is not there, you know?
Right.
And I don't think that he had to expend that much energy to defend his position right there. One on Makachev, but at the same sense, they can come out 0-0 with the people not well.
How you gonna go 0-0?
No. Well, because he didn't have to
9-9?
expend. He didn't have to expend that much energy, is what I'm saying.
Nah, he won that round easily.
Of course. Yes, he did.
Micah, define a 10-8 round.
Oh, it has to be dominant, lopsided, and near to a finish.
And
that was a
hold on,
dominant
pause.
10-9.
Let me clarify. 10-8 round in MMA, mixed martial arts.
You have to have domination to the point where you think there's a finish, whether it's a knockdown or having a very, very close submission attempt where you can see the panic from the other person, along with basically controlling the majority of the round.
That was it. Total domination and then the submission.
So this feels like a submission
that was a
could be a
10-9,
factor, but total
Yeah,
domination
10-9.
could be its own. But that right there just felt like a domination that was a 10-9 because there was not enough damage and there was not enough moments where there was close to a finish.
I agree with you. Mike Carlyle, do you agree with Micah?
I do. I don't like 10-8 rounds. I think you gotta like nearly kill somebody.
It's hard in MMA, right?
Yeah.
Do you think they should go to pride rules?
Get away. There you go.
And what I mean by that, Micah, go ahead and explain.
You mean scoring the fight as a
Scoring-wise.
whole, not
Yep.
round by round. That, it's a little bit different because it feels like watching a one championship that if one party scores a knockdown, that nullifies everything from the fight. So it's a little hard to say that because I guess you're like, oh, I knocked you down, I had the biggest moment, I won the fight, but it's not that cut and dry almost looking at a fight.
And that I agree with you. I think those are the closest rules. I don't think we should be in boxing.
Yeah, boxing, there should be a more varied system between MMA to boxing because they are so vastly different. There shouldn't be such a similarity in the scoring criteria. And even for MMA, it feels like maybe half points would be a good thing. Versus,
That would be interesting.
yeah.
Hit him.
What do you guys think about round 2?
Mahashev is desperate for the wrestling, and Poirier is a fish out of water desperately trying to not wrestle. So it's great.
I'm actually surprised. To me, because Dustin is a veteran. He's been in there with everybody.
One thing that I didn't understand on that last exchange right there is that like he had very open shots to the head that he did not take. He was too worried about getting taken down and escaping as opposed to landing any shots.
Because you're talking about Poirier?
Yes.
Because when he gets taken down, it's just like the first round. He ain't getting back up.
Yep.
So yeah, he's that desperate to not get taken down.
I'm surprised.
Oh, that was a nice fight. Yep. Oh yeah, it is.
Islam is handling it.
Islam does look bigger.
No, I said Poirier is bigger.
I don't think so.
Poirier is not bigger.
So Sal was telling this to me earlier. He watched the official weigh-ins. He said that Islam looked very, very sucked up compared to.
Cakeplans.com posted it.
Oh, I had posted that at the official weigh-in video. He looked really sucked up,
Yeah.
and there was a social media post on his own account about how hard the weight cut was, and Habib watching over him when he was on an exercise bike, trying to cut the final pounds.
Oh wow.
So
The final pounds
this is
are
why I
always
said
a-
4 and 5 for Dustin if he can survive.
The final pounds are always the worst, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Speaking from wrestling experience.
Even arm wrestling for me.
You have to come weight.
I have.
Oh,
I had
all
to
right.
cut weight to 154 pounds. Last time that I was part of the Arizona State Championship, which was actually today. I didn't go and do it this year. But I was part of the finals in Arizona State Championship
What's your next one?
at 154 pounds. I don't know. I haven't been
Training?
training. I'm not on it right now. And I have other things on my mind that I want to do.
Life.
Yes. I don't get paid for this stuff, bro. It's a hobby.
Michael, what do you think?
I think that Poirier's gaining confidence every moment he's able to stay on his feet. Islam's doing well on the feet, but not getting the takedown. You can see that Poirier's getting his groove and getting more into what he likes to do.
And you know what else he's doing? He's controlling the cage.
Right, you have the ring generalship going towards Poirier. He's pushing Islam back, and you can feel the tide, the momentum
Oh, good
going
right.
towards
Left.
Poirier. Well,
Body.
from
Keep
Mahasha.
hitting him.
So strong in that tie clinch. Level change. 17 seconds. Mahasha. Yep, just to prove it. One more takedown.
Yep.
Couple good little ground and
Can
pound.
you still around like that?
Yes, I believe
Seals
he's
the
going
deal.
along with that takedown.
It's 2-0
think so?
for Mahasha.
Yeah.
It's 2-0.
Say it louder.
Oh, easily.
I just felt like Poirier got more confidence in that round. Not
Yeah, he probably did. I think even before the
But
end,
did he lose his confidence at the end?
Quite possibly. We'll see how he comes out looking. Start this first 10 seconds.
Well,
of
he
the
just
third.
has to remember, this is your last shot, Doc. You know what? Put that in your mind. You know what I mean? Right there in your mind, this is your last shot.
Robert Dom, you said that you think that he's going to retire, right?
I believe if he loses, he will retire. That's just my personal opinion. Because what else? I mean, BMF, maybe boxing, I don't know. Something else other than that. But as far as being a top level competitor in UFC, I don't know.
Well, he's already said he's not interested in the fourth fight with McGregor, so that means he's interested in the fourth fight with McGregor, the Covington fight, maybe a Nate Diaz fight if Nate comes back and Nate wants to do more than just fight Conor. All those names are really relevant for Dustin Poirier.
Yeah, and you know what the thing is, though, as far as that goes, that's not title contention type of thing.
No, he'll never be there again. This is do or die.
Yes,
he will never
I
get there
agree.
again.
That's what I'm talking
And he's
about.
lucky he got
this
here
is
after getting
title
knocked out by
contention.
Gaethje.
This is his last shot.
Right. But those fights are at least money fights. The ones Mike had just mentioned.
Yes, I agree with that.
McGregor, Diaz. But yeah, I don't think you're going to see. Put it like this: you won't see Poirier, Benoit St. Denis too.
That's not going to come around.
Yeah.
Oh, good knee in the clinch. Oh, great uppercut.
Yes.
Uh-oh, got into that clinch. And Poirier forced it into that distance, actually.
Yep.
Because he was getting touched on the feet, and now he's getting riveted into the mat.
Goodness, he is strong, man. He is strong. I couldn't imagine fighting against somebody this strong, gets you in the clinch and puts you in the position that you are as a grown man. Look at that.
What do you think about the Russians and the wrestling?
The wrestling, it's a different style, and it's a hard concept. And if you are traditionally working in the American folk style, it takes a lot of adjustments. It feels different. I remember talking to Jalen Fuller before his after his first career loss, when he lost to Mutabek Orobayev, who is now in the UFC. And he just said there was something different about that judo style, about the way they wrap the legs. It's a different beast, and you have to feel it and mess with it to understand it. The wrestling is just different in that part of the world.
He gets back, he's starting to work for a submission.
Sucking air through his mouth.
Hey, so let's check this out as well. We are seeing the first UFC event with the new gloves. They had a huge portion of it on the pre-show.
I poke.
So now, yeah, and you know what? There was a bunch of eye pokes.
Carlyle dancers.
But now look, because they are fighting for the belt, they're wearing the gold ones. So the color
Well,
to me.
the gold ones are championship, correct?
Yes.
Right,
yeah,
right.
yes. So
What are the
that's
red
what
ones?
it's about.
Road to the UFC. Road to the UFC is what the series is called on Fight Pass from Asia, I believe. So you get the red ones in the Road to the UFC, the blue ones in the Contender Series. I think the plain black ones are for the Ultimate Fighter or for Tough. And then the gold ones are title fights. And the black ones with the UFC logo are the regular ones.
Here it goes. Well, we know who the crowd is cheering for.
Yes.
The momentum, all that adrenaline. 14 to 17,000 people training for Poirier. And he is hyped about it.
Yes. Keep going.
Right eye's messed up, blood between the cheek and his nose. But Islam taking a little foot off the gas here. Poirier though, oh that cut is bad. A lot of blood coming from wherever it's coming from.
He hit him in the nose. Yes. So like right here, this is where Poirier wants to be. He doesn't want to be in a grappling situation with Makhachev, that's for sure.
We got our first female. She's going to commentate for us. What have you seen?
Poirier, it comes out with him. Can't even see out of his right eye.
Poirier?
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about the guy in the
Like
purple
he's getting,
shorts.
yes, punched in the right eye, like he can't see out of it.
I think he can because they'll stop it if not. But the thing is though as well, like this is Poirier's area right here.
I can't believe the domination.
Yeah, like it's.
I'm surprised. I really am.
Well, look at.
I am.
See what I said before as well.
Respect
was
the
like,
Russian invasion.
I thought that Vegas was shitting on Poirier at the plus 400. Now I think it's pretty valid.
Micah, you said it respects the Russian invasion. Who's next?
Umar Nurmagomedov. And let's not also forget that Bellator has the other ascending one, Usman Nurmagomedov. Usman and Umar are cousins, are brothers, and they're the cousin of Habib. So yeah, there's a couple more coming.
Hey, this is a good fight. These guys
a
are
lot
getting
more
it.
behind them that we don't know about.
So many.
Hey,
so
Poirier
many
is down 3-0, but he is showing some fucking heart.
He's a warrior. There's a reason why he is the emotional, son of Louisiana. I mean, Daniel Cormier is the winningest mixed martial artist, but Dustin Poirier is the favorite son.
You know what? Every time that I think of Daniel Cormier,
Did you see it?
I think about him crying when he got knocked out by John Jones. There's just some reason why I see him every time with that crying out face.
I have to constantly fight through the thought of him holding that towel and cheating to make weight.
Oh yes, I remember that too.
That's
Would the crime really happen if
move.
the fight was later a no contest?
Yes, it did, because that video still exists.
Yeah, you're right.
They can take the win off of Share Dog, but we didn't take the video off of Fight Pass. Just like Daniel Cormier, did you hear the great joke he was saying earlier tonight? After like the first 5 or 6 fights you're watching the prelims, there's a lot of grappling. He's like, I don't mean to say this here, but there's too much wrestling tonight. These guys need to go out there and put it on for the fans. And then somebody said, you mean just like you did at UFC 200? You know when he just wrestled at himself? Yeah. The guy that's criticizing each fighter tonight for playing it safe was the guy that did it for most of his career.
Yeah.
So, good joke tonight.
You know what was cool though, man? Like his slams were incredible. Like that.
That is something. If there's a Mackenzie Dern, a Charles Oliveira, if you want to sell out on your jiu-jitsu, I want you that level wrestler. Right. I want to see some Cormier level wrestling out of you. You need to be that diligent to getting it down if you want to be a grappler. Like,
Did you guys
that's what
see
you
that there was
appreciate.
only one woman fight on the card tonight?
And they hated each other, so that was amazing.
What was that girl's name?
Eileen Perez.
Eileen Perez, and then, you know what I mean?
Jocelyn Edwards, yeah.
It was kind of a boring fight.
Who actually, funny enough, Jocelyn Edwards has a win over Brenda Means Gonzalez for the King of the Cage title.
Yes. Well, they said that she was the King of the Cage champ.
That's who she beat, yeah. Tim's wife.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Tim Means.
Tim Means' wife, Brenda, yeah. That's who she beat for the King of the Cage title. So that's how close Brenda was to the UFC. Because
got her ass
the
kicked
winner
tonight.
of that King of the Cage fight fought for the LFA title, and that winner made the UFC.
Daniel was actually the King of the Cage champion.
Yeah, Daniel Cormier, right? That's where he started before he went over to Strikeforce.
And the high school wrestling state champion that held the belt, they asked Daniel, how are you going to deal with his wrestling? I cannot forget that.
So, you know,
And I
Marcos,
laughed. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's an Olympic gold medalist. You're going to ask him that? Like, you're crazy.
so Marcos
Oh, that was a nice fight. Beth, sorry.
is a huge wrestling fan. He
Yeah.
follows Olympic wrestling,
Guillotine. Look around.
you know, college wrestling, all that stuff. So he was talking about, and I can't remember the names, but Daniel Cormier was a runner-up in the Division One National Championship Wrestling. He didn't win. He wasn't a national champion, but he was a runner-up in Division One.
And not every
But
wrestler
the
can
thing is-
handle that.
Right. But the thing is that when the Olympic trials started, the people that were in the Olympic trials and stuff like that said, hey, you have to look out for Daniel Cormier. And he was coming out of college, going to the Olympic, but it was because he was a better freestyle wrestler than he was collegiate. So, like, that was something that was news to me, but that he fact-checked me on it, and he told me what was going on, and I was like, wow, I had no idea. Like, everybody, like, that's why he beat all those other guys out in the Olympic trials. He didn't make it to the Olympics and didn't actually wrestle in the Olympics, but he was an Olympian. That's why every single time that he talks about wrestling in the UFC, I pay attention to it.
Well, I pay attention to it, but then I go back to John Jones. Couldn't take him down.
Yeah.
Although I will say his brother, Arthur, the older, ragdolled him at Jackson's.
Let me be fair, Arthur probably about 310 when he was doing that.
Yes, hit that.
Did Mahashev get busted open too now? Or is that just Poirier's blood on Mahashev?
He might be cut as well.
Good elbow. Dustin's finding the ability to see daylight every time we think it's all closed up. Four rounds down, and this might be the most exciting fourth round I've seen.
There you go.
Oh, that was a bad idea.
Yeah, it
Not go with the high
was.
guard.
Excited.
Right?
And see, everybody's booing.
Well, they want him to win. That's the legacy.
Well, not only that, they want him to stand up and bang. People want to see a fight.
Micah, regardless of this, is he Hall of Fame destined?
You know,
I believe so.
Hall of Fame is in the hands of Dana White and Dana White alone. I not to say in the wrong manner, but I feel like Dustin Poirier has done enough to ingratiate himself to Dana White, the one person that matters, to yes, be a Hall of Famer.
If there was a true Hall of Fame.
Yeah, are you asking is he an all-time great or is he a Hall of Famer?
Hall of Famer. That's it.
Yeah,
If there was a
there
true
are
Hall of Fame.
no disrespect to anybody. There are a lot less talented fighters in the Hall of Fame already. So yes,
It's probably at a point where every champion and every interim champion's getting in. He had the interim belt, so yes, he gets in.
Barber Dom, who did you say earlier? Who was it? And I told you Dana White don't like him. and I wanted to ask Micah, and hopefully I can remember, or Dom can remember.
Damn it, now I can't
And it was somebody he didn't like.
That I didn't like.
No, that Dana didn't like. And I said, well, it's possible because Tito Ortiz got in, but I wish there was an independent.
It depends who you're talking about. It's like, were they a part of that lawsuit recently? Maybe not. Like if you're saying John Fitch, no.
Damn it, I can't remember either.
Oh, that is a nasty cut.
Yeah, dude, this is nasty.
What if that's a potential stop?
Yeah, we got 5 minutes for Koye to make it worse. That's really what it is.
That's all it is.
Mahashev dealing with blood in his left eye, Koye dealing with blood in the right.
Unless somebody's brains are dripping out, they ain't stopping this fight for blood.
It's like more in the forehead, like the middle of the forehead area right here and his eyebrows.
Now, that doesn't mean the blood can't come into play. So
No, right.
you can't hit people, but yeah, they won't stop it for blood at this point.
No. That's more of an in-between round type thing.
Although the Masvidal Diaz, that was in the middle of the round.
You can't end this fight on the ground.
But it was like,
yeah, no, I know.
It has to be drastically.
And it wasn't the fifth round either. Like this.
Round 3, does Dustin have to get a knockout?
Yes.
Yes.
Or submission, yeah. He's got to finish it.
I'm surprised we haven't seen a good guillotine yet.
I don't think that's it.
There you go. His body shots have been kicking his ass.
Soften him up.
Too bad there's not 12 on him. You know what? He is worried to throw because of the takedowns.
Yeah.
That's why he's not letting him fly. He's worried he's going to get taken down, and that's where the fight's going to end.
Throw it out there at this point, though.
So I think the whole time.
A little bit.
Got him. We got that one. Double mark. Let's try it.
See?
Yep.
Hit him with your elbow. Oh.
Right.
There you go.
Come on.
Hit him. Right there. Punch his ass.
Hey, the fight's over.
Why did he punch him?
I know you gotta ask him.
He should have punched his ass.
There might be other reasons. I mean, maybe he went off balance, but still, he went to the ground.
Oh, the Dars.
Got it.
Mahashev by stoppage.
Dang! Wow, they jumped him.
What was that?
Those are his people.
That was an incredible fight.
I think.
No.
Well, one of them was a fan.
Oh, no! How did a fan get past?
Who knows? I've seen them get slammed off of that octagon railing
I've
before.
never seen. We've never let fans get in a ring or a cage.
Is it over?
Yeah.
Wow. Let's see if he retires tonight.
Yeah, that tight. What did he get him with?
Darce. The wrestler's favorite.
Did you like that? No?
That was a good fight.
Let's see if he hasn't taken his gloves off yet.
No.
I don't think they'll do all that. Although he might.
You think he'll call it just away from it?
Why not?
Well, McGregor's going to have to fight somebody after he loses to Michael Chandler. So, I mean, yeah, you don't take yourself out of the running for that.
I still think it's Max. I agree with you after thinking about it. I really, really, truly do. That's kind of a guillotine almost, you know?
Yeah.
He got him with his own move.
Yeah.
He was even all choking.
Oh shoot! I think that was Usman.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah, I
Why
don't
would
think so.
Usman rush him?
Huh?
Why would Usman rush him?
I don't think he was a registered cornerman, and I think that was one of the cousins. That's why they rushed him out.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, yeah.
That's the Bellator lightweight champion that was flying in there to congratulate him.
That happens.
I want to fight that guy.
Micah, thoughts on the overall card, UFC 302.
God, except for somehow we'll be able to get past the one ref trying to screw, or one judge trying to screw up two fights. That Costa fight and the one for the first night with bad split decisions that should have been unanimous easily. But Makhachev is dominant. It was a good card, not great.
Well, the main event was great. The co-main, Strickland and Costa, maybe a little anticlimactic, but I thought Sean Strickland made a statement with that win. Yeah, all in all, I enjoyed it.
Where does he go from there?
Strickland? If it were anybody else, they're waiting for their title shot. Strickland, I don't think he's got it in the weight, so I don't know if he's title shot next or if he just takes another fight.
Overall, what do you think about this card?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was it the greatest card ever? No, but I thought it was a really good card, a really entertaining card.
Barber Down, what do you think of the card?
The card was incredible. The Strickland fight, I felt like he just dominated Paulo Costa. I don't know what's next for him because I feel like that weight class is just a little bit muddled, you know, with people who are up next. Makhachev pretty much dominated this fight. I really don't know who is next for him as
Micah,
far as that goes.
you have an answer for that?
Who is going to be next for Islam Makhachev? Most likely Armin Saryukian.
Well, yes, he's the number one.
Do you think he has a chance?
Armin beat Charles Oliveira. We saw him beat Oliveira in every area of that fight. He is obviously most deserving, and he has an opportunity. He has a really solid wrestling base, and he made Islam work hard as hell. He lost his octagon debut to Islam by split decision. They both evolved a lot since that. He decided to work his way back up to the rematch. It makes a lot of sense, and I don't know if he can beat him, but
I don't think
he should challenge him.
Sarukian is as versatile as Makhachev. I really don't.
I don't know if anybody is.
Here we go. Hold on, guys. Let's pause for a second.
It was a tremendous fight. You had some fantastic moments in the fight. Give us your thoughts about it now.
Yeah, man, he's the champ. I thought I was starting to chip away at him. He just kept coming back. I thought I was doing a really good job of take down defense, being game right, man. Worked for 6 weeks on getting back to my feet, not giving up position, not letting him get the hooks. But I stopped most of them in the open. He got me down against the fence, but here, he did a is my last fight, I want to dedicate this journey to the people who made me the man I am, and that's the women in my life. My grandmother, I miss you every day. And
Oh yeah, I think so.
I know
Yeah.
I'm still protected by your prayers. To my mother, who had a crazy life. I love you. Thanks for always having my back. And to my wife, I love you so much. I wouldn't be standing right here without you. And babe, Julie, I don't know if I'd be breathing honestly if it wasn't for you. And to Parker, Daddy's mine. I love you so much. I'm so proud of you. We all right, baby. Always chase your dreams. It's a beautiful day. You're incredible, man.
Basically, more or less.
No, he didn't retire yet. Non-committal.
Basically, it's like
Only money can bring him back.
You leaving?
Stuck at the concert.
She's stuck at where?
Concert.
At the concert?
The Beatdown with Friends live event podcast for UFC 302. Micah, tell us where you're located.
CageMinds.com is the website. Go to CageMinds.com and you can find the latest episodes of MMA After Hours and Pro Wrestling After Hours from the After Hours Podcast Network. Social media is CageMinds_CSN for combat sports news.
Mike Carlyle.
I'm sorry, I'm enthralled with this summit going on between Donald Trump and Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Barber Dom, tell us where you're located.
5836 Osuna Road Northeast. Come by, man. We will take care of it all. Haircuts, beard trims. We do it all, man.
ZiaShirts.com, custom shirts. You can customize it right there on your own. Print, send it to your house. ZiaShirts.com, CageMinds.com, ESPN Radio, 610, and all, what's the overall?
Cumulus.
Station.
Yeah, he's over on Cumulus. I'm on ESPN Radio, also Mike Adams 2.0 every Saturday morning, 9 to 10.
Yes.
And you, Michael Carlisle, all the time across all the